Set your Audacity up.
Fuck Audacity.
Well,
we haven't used Audacity in so long. It's just a pain in the ass.
Well, shall I turn it off, or are we going to?
Yeah, just turn it off. Okay. We're just gonna strip it from YouTube. Everyone's got a decent mic, I think. Like, yeah, I was just gonna say yours is far enough away that you just kind of fake that phone call in kind of a thing, but we know you're not.
I've got this nice mic that I'm always too lazy to hook up, but I hooked it up the other day.
Fucking plug and play that shit in. Come on.
All right, hold on.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, you sound good, Mark.
Okay, good.
It doesn't fit on the desk real well because this is an old ass desk.
You still got my tweet coaster?
I don't know what happened to it. It like literally disappeared when I got back from Gen Con.
Sure. 2.0 hit it. It just fucking. It's like Thanos snapped his fingers when 2.0 came out, and every 3 card just disappeared.
I was sitting here last night drinking some JMO and playing Rainbow Six Siege, and I was like, "Oh, where's Thweek?"
If you're gonna fucking do this, I need to go get my drink.
He disappeared in the move. I mean, he might have just like
your drink. First of all, anyway, what is Bud Light Orange?
I did not anticipate sorting these cards would take so fucking long.
I am officially in fall mode, so I'm drinking Exiles Oktoberfest tonight.
Oh, I'm fucking jealous. Fall mode needs to start.
I've got jeans on and a sort of long sleeve shirt on, and I'm in fucking heaven.
I know. I'm so happy we're almost at the end of Zack gets punished for not fixing his air conditioning for 3 years running this season.
That's the season we call it.
Yep.
Punishment for Zack season. I like it.
Well, my air conditioning took a shit in 2015 right after I bought my first bike. So I didn't fix it. And I was going to fix it next year, but instead I bought another bike.
That's called karma.
And then I was definitely going to fix it, but I went to Europe.
Oh, that's called stupidity.
Europe was 100% worth.
Worth 3 months of no air conditioning. Of course, you live in fucking Wisconsin, so it's not like it's that bad.
Yeah, if I ever keep my car clean, it's definitely manageable, but I don't. My car's just a rolling dumpster where I put shit that I don't want near my motorcycles. Like, oh, this could go in the garage. Now I'm just throwing it in the car.
Yeah, you'll get married one of these days, and that'll cease to happen.
Right.
I mean, at least you'll be able to clean it on a monthly schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've figured out.
The last couple of weeks was rough.
You're allowed to go a month without cleaning your car, and then she literally just fucking puts the foot down. Not much you can do after that.
I haven't asked in a while. How are the kids?
Good. Brody just had his first day of preschool today.
Okay. Now he's the younger one, right?
He's the young one.
So they're both out of the house for the first time now?
He's like 2 days of the week.
He's my birthday buddy.
He's his birthday buddy. Yeah, he that class is. I feel bad for any teacher for the next fucking 18 years of his or 16 years because that whole class is nothing but boys and trouble. It's gonna be rough. But
I got a call from the school today that my kid hit somebody. That was fun to deal with.
Oh, shit.
Did your kid provide a reason why?
On purpose, or was it just like...
Oh, I don't know. I didn't get the full story.
But,
I mean, yes. So, I mean... He didn't exactly yell, "Get wrecked," afterwards, but I was a little disappointed.
What about Sika Bliat?
Nope. My kid knows no foreign languages. I mean, maybe a little Spanish from Dora the Explorer.
Dora.
You got to teach him Sika Bliat.
I am not teaching my son anything you suggest ever for any.
I got to start brushing up on my Icelandic.
Why Icelandic?
Because apparently it is confirmed that for my 10-year anniversary, I will be going to Iceland with my wife.
Oh, that's cool.
So, Thule Squadron, look out. because coach is coming.
Is your wife really gonna let you, like?
Yeah, no, that's in the
while
agreement.
you're there?
I get to go play like a half a day of X-Wing with Thule Squadron, and she gets to go hang out at the Blue Lagoon spas all day. So,
All right,
it was an easy compromise.
that works, I guess.
Kind of looking excited for that, but again, it's 2 years away, so we'll see what happens. If they even remember me 2 years from now. You were mentioning a year ago you had Bart on. Like, we've been going strong for like a year and a half, so this must have been like on your twilight days at Nova. So
It was when we drove to PAX last year. Because Bart and I were in the hills of Pennsylvania.
wait, when's PAX?
Like December, November.
Ooh, that could have been
Yeah, so it was like right when
when you were on your downfall.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first. That was the first resuscitation, wasn't it?
Oh, that could have
Yeah.
been first resuscitation.
The Tel Trevera.
Yeah. Well, Bart and I were under the impression that we were just fucking around with the Chris's, and we were like, we're down with this.
He did a great job on the show, by the way. We're gonna have him on. He's in the groupies chat, by the way.
Bart?
I think he's loving it.
I mean, Bart is.
He's in like every groupie chat.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, the story really is. I basically went up to him like, we have the same name and we're friends now, but like, he is absolutely someone who I've like developed a friendship well beyond this game with.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that.
My favorite
All right.
was Gen Con last year. He got shit from his locals because I went on a tear through Indiana in the top cut at Gen Con. And they're all like, why the hell do you keep rooting for Zack? Like, he's my real fucking friend.
What is it? What is our group called? I forget what our name is.
It hasn't changed in a while, so
It's super changed recently. Oh, come on, message.
Really?
Name.
What
I don't
group?
think so. No.
No, it's the Zack, Chris, Nick, and Luke group.
Oh, that one.
Friendship and fitness, no crimes except weed. There you go. That's the name of our group.
And Bart changed the icon. That's what changed really recently.
Okay. Yeah, to that weird dog. I don't understand.
All right, fuck you guys. We're gonna get started. Good morning, X-Wing! Hey, this is not a test. This is OCX Radio. Time to rock it from the Delta Pilot to the 4BZ. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the OCX Radio Podcast, broadcasting from the OCX studios in downtown Orange City, Iowa. My name is Aaron the Coach Kroll, and join with me today, the one, the only, Chris Chico Brown.
And I am feeling magically delicious. How are you, Coach?
Also with us today, 487 miles to my right, Mr. Uncle Mark Tippett.
Hey guys, great to be back.
Good to have you back, buddy. Been a while. And also joining us, bringing up the rear, not that always, but coming from the state that is the home of the greatest football team ever, the Zack Matthews.
We're great.
Jeez.
I'm so lucky I had cereal for dinner. I didn't plan that.
I love us.
Now, does your cereal constitute as Ryan Farmer's cereal, or is it like I did not realize cereal could seriously like jeopardize the foundations, the X-Wing community, as hard as it has.
Oh, I haven't dived into that yet.
No, I mean, do not. Just live with your bowl of 1.0s and be happy. I thought I was going to end the whole conversation there, but no, it just fucking escalated. He skipped right over my quirkiness and just like literally nosedived into what cereal is objectively better than everything else.
Objectively.
Wink,
So,
wink.
Do we
Wink, wink.
West Coast the word empirically?
Empirically.
There we go.
Because that's probably the word they're looking for.
I think that is the word that we're probably looking for.
Well, I like that word, and I don't want them to beat it to death.
Oh no. Oh, okay. So I just pulled up dictionary.com because I'm curious, and it says in a way that is not influenced by personal feelings or opinions. So I get what they're trying to put there.
They should have let off
And
with that.
subjectively, in a way that is based on personal feelings, taste, or opinions.
I mean, that's breakfast food right there.
I know.
And empirically,
right?
by means of observation or experience rather than theory or pure logic.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know
one.
if I would go with empirically then.
But I like it.
Yeah, no, I think empirically is right.
It sounds better. And if everyone knows me, what sounds better is
'cause,
truth in
like,
my
you're looking
mind.
at
As a
right?
dirty
Like,
rebel, I don't like any word that has empire in it.
That's fair. Well, we have to find a way for empire to be useful somehow, and if it's empirically, there it is.
Perfect. I like it. I like
God
it.
knows they can't build or fly.
Well, I just want to invite everyone to another wonderful evening. Gathered around the campfire. Everyone's got their cereal going, slurping up their milk, maybe washing it down with a good old-fashioned bottle of Oktoberfest.
I have a marshmallow.
Oh, God, no more marshmallows.
I just listened to the episode and I forgot to get the marshmallows.
No, I like my wife got me this nice gourmet chocolate covered marshmallow, and I'm going to enjoy that during the commercial break.
No, I want you to shoot it out of the crossbow.
Jesus, no. This is like hard. It's like
$27 fucking marshmallow out of the crossbow.
it was delicious.
We have been struggling a little bit to try to find what to fill the radio airwaves with. Because, my God, 2.0 can't get here fast enough. But in the meantime, when it does get here, what the fuck are we going to talk about other than the same shit we've been talking about like the last month and a half? So first topic up today, what I really wanted to bring up, and I thought Chico had a good suggestion today.
Are you jumping into a big topic?
We can stop before I do. Yes.
Okay. But before we get there, I kind of have a question for Zach over here.
Okay.
There was an article recently, and I'd love to hear your opinion. What's your opinion on
the rule of 11? The
X-Wing?
rule of 11 was a great article by Chris Sheriff.
Yeah,
I really liked the
was.
rule of 11 article. It's definitely something that a lot of people could use a good read on.
Good answer.
Oh no,
Back
no.
to you, Coach.
Please do elaborate.
So Chico, didn't I text you this unsolicited like a year ago, just ranting about the pillars?
Oh, you were so angry.
I don't remember what brought it on.
Is this going to make Chris Sheriff mad?
No,
it wasn't even Chris Sheriff's article.
Oh.
Yeah. I
What?
hijacked it because so since some people caught up, Coach not so much. So I think it was Zack who wrote an article about the now 4 pillars of X-Wing. But also Chris Sheriff wrote an article about the rule of 11. So I saw where Chico was going and I hijacked it.
Yeah.
That was the game plan. It's
So
just
the rule of 11 article was actually pretty good. Everybody should go and give it a read, and don't give him any shit for there not being anything about medium bases, because God knows he wrote it like over a year ago. So
and also
Like
man,
every
medium bases
fucking
just-
article that FFG puts out.
they just
Right.
don't fucking obey math at all. Like
They're
it's
above math.
well, I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't had time to play with them much on the table, and at least my table is currently buried by my roommate and I's furniture because he just finished moving in on Thursday. But
Who's your roommate?
a good friend of mine by the name of Zack Milroy.
it's just
Jesus
another
Christ.
Zach.
How many
Yeah.
fucking Zacks do you know?
How many fucking Zacks do you have like tied up in your basement?
Is that the only way anyone can get close to you is if their name's Zach?
It's an important feature. That's basically how Zach Reynolds and I. It was the other Zach that Zach Bart mentioned.
To the Z power. That's what it is.
We ran a running league for a story league at Board Game Barrister for a while that my friend Ryan Krippendorf ran of Rebels versus Imperials.
Wait. That guy's not named Zach. I don't know how he can be your friend.
Person I've met.
Associate. Let's just go with associate.
Right? Creator of the Vampire Hunter card game. You should definitely check that out.
We have.
In the stores now.
I have it.
But, so we realized we had it was a pretty big running campaign, and we had Rebels and Imperials, and we realized that if we took the Zacks from each side, the Rebels and Imperials, we could make our own Scum and Zack and Villainy faction, and have it be equal to the Rebels or Imperials.
Yes.
And like the weirdest idiosyncrasy we all have is that for some reason all of us grew up not knowing other Zacks until like, I don't know, we hit like our early 20s. So then when we started meeting other Zacks, it was just intensely novel to us. Like I've heard that from Milroy, I've heard that from Reynolds, I've heard that from Bart, I've heard that from Lovedoll. I did meet Zach Rice, who I share a birthday with. Much younger. I share a birthday with two Zacks, by the way.
Are you sure you're not triplets? Just like
one's
separate embryos.
One's a year older, one's a year younger. So that's some heavy science I'm not ready for. But yeah, so I haven't been able to put the medium bases on the table and actually measure them out yet. But like I measured them with a caliper when I got them, and they're 1.6. I can't remember what the ratios. They're like 1.6 times the length of a small base. So I have no idea how that ever adds up, except like every.
Yeah, it's not a perfect 1.5.
Yeah. So I don't know how that.
Did you use your calipers on like a 1 and a 2 to see if the 2 was exactly 2 base lengths?
I didn't actually at the time, but that's also because like template imperfection is hard to gauge.
Right.
Oh God! And then is base imperfection a thing?
Right. Something I've always wondered is like if there's people out there who like just take like nail files and just file down things to for whatever fucking dumbass reason they
if
think.
There's people out there that are doing that. Fuck.
The nubs would be the big one, right? Like just to give yourself a little more wiggle room on the template. But also like
right.
Wait, no. Can I break this conversation? Are there seriously people that would do that?
Oh, super, yeah. Like there's people who use those advantage templates because they give you an advantage.
That's fine. That was pre-produced. Like they didn't, they were given that. And fuck, take the advantage if they're going to give it to you. But I mean, do you seriously sit there and file your nubs down to get
maybe not
that?
the nubs, but like I've heard of people using cardboard templates and they'll file down the side of them to turn them into advantage templates. I mean, this is shit that I have to pay attention to when I'm judging events. Is like that person's using cardboard templates, and I'm pretty sure he's not a newbie. I better pay attention to these. So I mean, it's just dumb shit that like.
Wow. Okay.
You don't want to pay attention to, but you have to because.
Proceed, Zach. Proceed.
So, I think that about wrapped up the 1.6. But so. I don't know, Chico, do you want me to actually rant about pillars?
Go for it. We got nothing else to talk about.
I would say, I actually, so truth be told, I don't hate the concept as much in 2.0 because it seems like they actually designed with that shit in mind. But like my whole argument in 1.0 was that they were already like, by the time they started talking about pillars, they were so far gone from that concept. Although now that Chico mentions this editing time, maybe it existed at the time, but like, because they were like, oh, the original pillars were turrets, jousters, and arc dodgers.
Swarm. No,
right. Turrets, jousters, and arc dodgers.
Because it was to define types of ships, not types of ships.
Yeah. There you go.
But everything was just so fucking muddled.
And then what was the fourth one? Bombs now?
Well, yeah, bombers is the new one.
Yeah.
And the thing about bombers that actually does fairly well is because there's not only the bomb aspect, but there's the heavy ordnance.
Yeah. The Alpha Strike.
Yeah, but most
Which is
of our
just
bombers,
jousting.
Well, no, but actually, what I was going to say is most of our bombers suffer enough on their dials that it does differentiate them, like between like a TIE bomber and say an X-wing.
Right.
Is an X-wing definitely it's not a bomber; it's definitely a jouster, but it has more positional capability and a more open dial than a TIE bomber does.
Right, I'd agree.
So theoretically, that should be your difference between, and it lets your jousters sort of sit neatly between bombers and arc dodgers as a ship type.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I actually, truthfully, I'm much happier with the 4 pillars. Like, I would wonder if that was something that influenced game design for them, is to try and adhere to that better.
Well, I think like they've been trying to take everything and bring it back to the basics. So I mean, now that you have less of those wacky combos where suddenly you have X-wings that are arc dodgers and TIE interceptors that are jousting and like
well, yeah, because it was all your arc dodgers as an added bonus could token stack so hard that they could out joust, and because large base boost was so abusive and their dials were so good, especially the Falcon and the YT-2400. They were better arc dodgers than darn near anything that wasn't Sunterfell.
Yeah, and all of your bombers were shit, and all of your turrets were good bombers.
Yeah,
that was always a little infuriating.
So bringing it into 2.0. Now I know you said you haven't really put 2.0 much on the table.
I haven't done it for math purposes. We've been proxying since we can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you then, what are your thoughts going forward into 2.0 with what you've played with on the 4 pillars?
So like I said, it feels like it works a lot more, especially because you cut, upgrade cards just aren't as powerful anymore, or at least seemingly aren't. I mean, obviously there's always going to be exceptions, cough supernatural reflexes, but like it does seem, to inherently incentivize you to put more ships on the table. And then to some extent, there's merit to varietizing the ships you put on the table to, when possible, grab these stuff from different pillars. Because, like, to quote a couple things from way back is, I can't remember if this was the original Pillars article, but Paul did an article way back when about squad building. And he talked about bringing different types of defense, and he gave an example of it was 2 A-wings and 3 B-wings was a list back in the day. Imperial Methadone, they called it, because that's longer and more confusing than 2 A-wings and 3 B-wings. So always go with that. But because the A-wings, they had tokens, they had their green dice, they were fast, and the B-wings defensively, had a ton of hit points. So like, if you ran into, say, 1.0 bombers with that list, all right, your B-wings are going to carry the day. But like if you had like a turret or something, okay, now your A-wings are your heroes, right? And you can kind of do that more in 2.0 where you don't bring, you don't spam something. It's like, especially the one that just like, Jeff Burling said this after Gen Con 2015, and like with looking at how TIE Swarm is poised to come back, like this is just burned in my brain forever, is you're not going to beat TIE Swarm with arcs. And like bombs are a thing, and turrets can still move in ways that a swarm can't keep up with. So like, I don't know, TIE Swarms have definitely been presented to be a boogeyman. I know a lot of people looking forward to bringing them back, but those are sort of your go-tos if that's the case, I think.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I'm even looking at going down to Crossroads, and I'm like, fuck, like I've played through that TIE Swarm meta. It's like I could probably still pull that out and do something with it. So I mean that's on my list of things to bring, and but I'm sitting there looking at it as like, shit, there's still a lot of things that can be scary. It's like if I come up against somebody that's got a decent trajectory simulator list with some jousting, it's like, shit, that's not going to be good. Or somebody who's just really good with a turret, is like somebody who has the balls to bring Luke Skywalker crew, that just fucking wrecks it. So I'm like, crap, there's enough rock paper scissors that I can't just throw it on the table and win, like back in the day of oh, you didn't bring, Wedge Luke Biggs and know how to perfectly fly it to take down a swarm.
Yeah.
There's a little more to it.
The openness of the meta right now is definitely exciting because
It's never been more open.
I mean, accurate. But I mean, like, we have no idea at all. But also, I mean, the thing that jumps out to me is you can kind of feel when something's good and feel when something's bad. And, you know, I'm finding stuff every now and again where I'm like, oh, I feel like this is good, right? Like, yeah, I picked on Supernatural, but also, like, I love Fenrau. I've got some custom painted fangs that a good buddy of mine did up a while ago. So I was like, oh, sweet, these are coming right back out. And I'm like, okay, this is really good. But like, I haven't found anything where, you know, sometimes you get to the end of a list and it's like, all right, this list won't work before you even put it on the table. But nothing that I've had the time to put on the table have I been like, this is bad, or, you know, like, oh, this just doesn't do what I want. Like, occasionally there's like, oh, you know, I can tweak this and shave some points, you know, to like, you know, I can cut this to maybe get this guy in, but there, like, nothing feels bad yet either. Like, there's no list build. It feels like there's no list building traps. Like, even the cute cards that don't seem to do much are really cheap. So you can still bring them in your list. Like, there's a discussion in the crate thread right now about Tobias Beckett. And it's like, I mean, sometimes he might help, and, you know, if he doesn't do anything, he's 2 points. You know, oh, go ahead.
I will say something that is bad. Don't put Lando on a ghost.
No.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, aside from how incredibly not thematic that is.
Well, just the fact that
did you watch Rebels?
I completely forgot that evade tokens don't add evade results.
Yeah.
And when you're rolling any green dice, doesn't help you at all. Now,
good.
On the flip side, Lando is super fucking good. The crew card.
Yeah, now that he can't bottom out.
Now that you can't bottom out. It is super, super good. As cheap as he is really good.
And what does he do? Because I super don't remember.
So as an action, you roll 2 dice, and you get the token for whatever comes up as paint. But if you roll double blanks, your opponent has to choose. You either get a focus or you get an evade.
Oh, okay.
So there's no real downside to it. Just don't put him on anything with 0 agility.
Right. That's fair.
But
yeah, trying to remember that it doesn't add results and like forgetting the past and
so hard. It's so hard for my minimalistic mind. It's just not 2.0 is a bitch for me right now.
Yep.
I've been playing around with Luke Skywalker. Shoot, I forget to even use R2-D2. I'm scared to try to get a shield back because I won't get to shoot that turn. And if you keep shooting me,
good.
If you keep shooting me, I just get force tokens back, so I use them to evade with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things I'm terrified of. Like with the TIE Swarm, you fire at Luke, he gets a freaking token like every single shot you take.
Every single time. Zach, I wanted to bring it back to the 4 pillars. With the bombs now the way they are in this whole system phase, do you think that bombers deserve a whole nother pillar unto themselves?
It's the system phase and the general buffing of ordnance too. I would say so, because those have kind of gone hand in hand. I think you missed it when Chico and I were touching on it, but you see these bomber style ships as, you know, once they've dumped their ordnance, they, you know, if you compare like a TIE bomber to an X-wing, the X-wing does have the better dial, a little more health, and it's got more repositioning options. You know, obviously it doesn't want to just head up, walk into a bomber at range 2, but, you know, after the fact, you know, if you're, let's say you're in a weird world where it's, you know, 2 bombers with ordnance against Han and 2 X-wings, and the bombers have a decimator, and you trade the decimator and Han, and it's the X-wings versus the bombers, right? Like, the X-wings are going to be ahead, the health and other things subjective if the bombers have blown their ordnance, right? Like it's a better ship post ordnance, but all that ordnance is really powerful now in 2.0.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it is. It is very powerful.
In 1.0, it went from a trap to taking over the game in one wave. Well, they definitely sort of hit the sweet spot like immediately with, you know, proton torpedoes, homing missiles.
I think it was the charge counters that did it. It was
Oh yeah.
you got two shots off.
The combo of the charge counters and just the ordnance being better as a whole.
Yeah, you don't have to spend the target lock. I mean, you probably will, but
yeah,
you don't have to.
Yeah, I would play one charge proton torp. You're low in it. Generics still struggle a little bit grabbing their locks, which is sad for them. You know, because you don't want to spend too many points on those ships, but
yeah. But again, they're low points, and I'm sorry. I think in 2.0, low points is huge.
Yeah,
especially if you can't kill that one generic that's down half points. He just runs away.
And there's no auto thrusters for infinite defense. There's no infinite lone wolf. So putting more shots in you, like even supernatural aces, they can only dodge to so many spaces. You know, Vader doesn't want to take a 3 dice focus shot from an X-wing, even if it's at range 3.
And I guess that's what I love about 2.0 a lot is it is rewarding good flying, but it's also rewarding like I'm just going to throw a shit ton of dice at you and your dice are going to fail. They're going to fail sometime. It's just up to you to take out all of those ships that are throwing dice at you at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, in those turns where you can get the positional advantage just to get ahead any way, shape, or form matter a lot.
Right. Yeah, I just brought up the question with the bombers because the system phase seems to it's all out in the open now. It's all public knowledge where it's going.
Yeah, I'll say I'm super not afraid of bombs, like at all.
Right. I mean,
they're so cheap though. Like I mean, proton bombs is 5 points with 2 charges, and Y-wings are dirt cheap. You can just bring a bunch of bombers and fuck half the board.
I've found out that if you can trajectory simulate, and I think mines are where it's at now because you can guarantee that they're either going to overlap them or they're going to go off. Now they kind of nerfed mines a little bit, not much, but if you're a good mine player, I think you can really mess up some of these
trajectory simulator is going to be all that gives it power. Because if you look back in the day when seismic charge and proton bomb and all those things like were out, but you didn't have trajectory simulator, you didn't have action bombs, like they were just extra fluff you kind of tossed on because you had nothing else to do or you super didn't want anybody to go behind you. Now with like you still have trajectory simulator, so that still makes things like a little scary, but like just a regular seismic charge or proton bomb sitting on a ship, I have a feeling people are gonna fill that space with other things.
Yeah.
It super depends on the ship and even individual pilot because like Nora is a really good delivery method for those. The other one we were kind of laughing about is that high inish action bomb or mines are the new low inish ones because like if you've got an IT-5 ship, you can barrel roll or boost or whatever reposition you have so that at the start of the next turn you can drop a counter net or prox mine on a ship.
A lot of thinking ahead that most people don't do.
Well, you got the reposition though for it, right? Like I don't know. A lot of times I look at the board and I'm like, well, my ship's not maneuverable enough to arc dodge it, to left to the right, but I can try and go past it or, even just ram into it to set up next turn. And if you 3 bank and you leap over something that's right behind you, guess who's eating a bomb next turn?
Well, and I guess, I don't know, Chico, is a segue into your segment that maybe we want to go into?
Sure.
Okay.
I think this is worthwhile.
So,
go for it.
Well, I want to segue into that in where getting into list building for 2.0. Is this good? Is this bad? Does this work? How do you learn from the games? Because let's admit it, we're all starting over. Everyone is starting over. Even the best of the best, they're all starting over. You got to put the reps in. You got to get the chips on the table. You got to put the right cards together. As much as 2.0 has gone to probably lessening the combos and putting more on flight, they didn't leave the combos out. I mean, they're still there. They're just not to the nth degree where you're just going to dominate everything. We don't think anyway right now. And what we want to discuss maybe for the next couple of minutes or so, how do you A, approach squad building in 2.0, and B, how do you more importantly learn from the game that you played with possibly, or like you're like, oh shit, I screwed up. How do you learn from that? And what steps do you take to maybe either change that list or just go, this is just not working, I got to change the whole list? What kind of I guess it's going back into the old 1.0. Reps on the table. What does it take with 2.0?
I mean, one of the biggest ones for me is to try not to knee jerk into anything that I see like in one game. Because people will be like, oh, I played this once and I lost, so I'm done. Right? Like totally different direction. But or they'll start tweaking it immediately, right? They'll be like, oh, I'm going to swap this for this because it would have been better in that one situation. Play it 2 or 3 times to get a feel before you just start pulling something else out. I'll even do it where when I go to a game store, especially when the weather's nice and I can ride, I'll only put like 1 or 2 lists in my box just to limit how much I can, tinker and play between games. Because when you're trying to feel out a list, it's very hard because you do it organically during a game when you've got all these decisions to make. Like, a ship that took me forever to figure out was the Shadowcaster. I played maybe 3-4 games of the Shadowcaster. I was like, nah, I'm out on this. I don't get it. And I was talking to someone else later, and the bell finally came on, and I started playing it again. And I not tried to get multiple games in with it, like I didn't figure it out in 2 or 3, 4 games, but I definitely wasn't going to figure it out in one.
Yeah. And I'll agree. And part of, like, just like you said, learning the ship, learning the list, learning the combos. I mean, if you just get trounced in a game and you look at something as like, man, that just super didn't work. It's like, yeah, but I missed like 8 triggers because this is the first time I played that. Like, you can't really judge that. Or did I just set up and I thought it was a jouster, but turns out it was an arc dodger, and just not understanding your list well enough, and you just got to change your strategy a little bit and look at what list you were playing against. It's like, was this a hard counter? Is it something that I would actually expect to see like at a tournament, or is this some like thing that I could look at and go, I'm probably not going to see that. And how would it do against something else? Is like, maybe I should pick up a more meta list and try it against that. And there's a lot of things to think about before you just take a list and either throw it away or start changing it like crazy.
So Mark,
yes.
He's the wrong person to ask. He'll just
no. This is the perfect person to ask, because I know for a fact that Mark and I started when the game came out.
Right.
Correct. So I'm not sure, Chico and Zach, did you guys start right when the game came out?
I started in time to pre-order Wave 4.
Okay, so no.
Right. And I right after I got my core set, I got an interceptor and an A-wing. So like right when Wave 2 dropped.
You're pretty close.
Right.
You're right. Okay. Mark, I know you and I started right when the game started. Does this feel like
exactly
what is it, 5.5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I mean it really does. It's experimentation. It's flying X-wings again. It's getting a feel for this whole pivoting arc thing with the Y-wings. it's fun. But yeah, tie swarms scare the hell out of me. They scared the hell out of me 5.5 years ago. They scare the hell out of me now because I see my son eyeballing them, and I'm going, oh, God, here we go again.
Don't we all know we're
it's really enjoyable for me right now. Slowly going through the conversion kits, the multitude of cards that need to be sleeved and put in the box and reread and going, okay, that's different. Okay, this is a little different. Okay, I don't know what that means. You know,
when was the last time you literally had to go, what does that card say? And how does it work?
This afternoon.
See, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You know,
2.0 is bringing a whole new, like,
it's that whole, you know, wait a minute, that's not how that works. Oh, yeah, 2.0. That's going to be a little different now. When at Gen Con, when we were playing the 2.0 thing, I look at R2D2 and I go, holy crap. Sure, you only get 3 shields, but you don't get to shoot. No, I have to keep shooting. And they kept shooting at me, so I kept getting force tokens, and I am going, oh, this really works out well. I get to keep evading things. Yay. It's a fun period. I may or may not have a chance to go play up at Dion's thing on September 22nd. That's your son and my birthday weekend. So don't know if I'm going to get up there or not, but I think Tyler's going to be up there, and that'll be quite the experience to see what's hitting the table then. I can't wait to at least see the replays. You know, I'm sure they're going to Gold Squadron podcast everything. So that's I'm looking forward to seeing the 2.0 really hit the streets now. You know, we're what, a week away from officially getting here. So
we are officially 1 week and a couple of hours. We're going to have a special pre-release party 2.0 next Wednesday. So
looking forward to the app. Looking that the running joke is, yes, the app. Here.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I giggle when I think that I can put 5 Gold Squadron Y-wings on the board at one time. All of them with turrets.
Hey, you can do that.
Bullshit.
Turrets, you can. All right, never mind. I was gonna say you can do that.
And their initiative / pilot skill 3.
So bad.
Ridiculous.
Fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying this.
How many games you got, Mark? 2.0.
5 or 6 now.
So in your list building stage, have you been trying a lot of different lists, or have you been kind of zeroing in on one list and just kind of critiquing it?
I'm flying similar lists just to get the feel for the mechanics and various support cards, again, to get the mechanics down, because there's nobody to really go ask.
The triggers are huge in 2.0. I'll give you that.
And the whole force thing is, to be honest, I'll rarely fly anybody that has force capabilities, but it's so much fun playing around with it right now.
Oh yeah.
My gosh, Vader is awful. Awful in a good way, but just awful for me.
Awfully good.
Awfully good.
Awfully good. Yeah, kid tested, mother approved. So it's been a learning curve, learning experience. I like that. I still probably won't play worth a darn, but this is fun.
Zach, I want to turn the same question upon you, specifically with your list building slash 2.0 kind of gathering information kind of a thing. Have you been playing the same list and critiquing, or just kind of just throwing it out there? And
I've been sort of all over to explore more ships right now. I'm a little more interested. Like FFG teased the format thing a bunch and hasn't nailed anything down yet. Which has made it a little harder. But so one of the things I just really locked in, I'm like, I think Fen Rao is good no matter what. So I've pretty much been locked in on Scum right now with, all right, start with this and then just, all right, is this an open format list? Try these other ships. Is it a closed format list? All right. Or, is it a re-release only? Try it with these. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to lock in and identify strong components right now, more than make any meta calls or anything like that. It's just, and the best way I described it, I was kind of laughing after stuff started coming out, and I haven't gotten to play as much as I've wanted to because I've been on the road basically since Gen Con for work. But I kind of call it the red line rule, which is look back at everything, because he's obviously a monster now.
Yeah.
Or at least, everyone who's played him came back with that response. So, what I am trying to do is take pieces that I think are just really, definitively strong on their own and then see how different pieces feel with them.
Okay.
And I guess, sort of an example I can even give, a list I was sort of sold on paper on is, Scum especially can put out a ton of debris right now with, Java.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I was finding is that when I would start to put 3 or 4 debris clouds on the table, it got really hard for my own Fenrir to get around. So so I was like, these are, so I identified them these are strong components, but they don't go together.
But don't crowd the field for a guy who just wants to just zoom in and wreck people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's things like that you're not going to pick up. You think it's good on paper, like you said, and you're not going to pick up on that until you literally put it in there like, shit, a 5 straight with my freaking Fen Rao would be awesome, except for I just dropped this
rig cargo
shoot right my way.
I'm going to drop a rig cargo shoot on him, stress him, then Fen Rao's going to come in and pound him. Fen Rao's going to come in right over that rig cargo shoot, take a stress and roll on modified dice. Oh.
Yeah, that's always a good strategy.
I'd ask Chico how his 2.0 is going, but sadly, you don't have any 2.0.
No, I didn't get to go to Gen Con, and I didn't pay anybody to pick it up for me. So
and he didn't ask at all either. I'm pretty sure the invitation was out there, but
I've had my stuff pre-ordered for the 13th for a long time.
Fort Wayne to Indianapolis is a pretty rough drive, though. I've done it.
I'm sure it's so fucking terrible.
I sent stuff to Canada.
Easy.
Actually, I want to take that back because the amount of fucking orange cones they have in that state, it probably is a fucking hell of a drive.
It's not bad at all. I just didn't have any time off to spend because I burned it all.
Speaking of, give me 1 second.
While he does that, I relate to you because when 2.0 got announced, I was playing Streamless, I was proxying stuff. Johannes came up here for when I ran one of my store champs, and we just put proxy stuff down and swapped out chemo bases when we had to try out some 2.0 stuff because points dropped while he was up here. But then I got my 2.0 stuff from Gen Con, put it on my table, and then didn't come home till a week ago.
Nice.
So this is our little token. Fuck you and your Chad tokens. I got this.
Jeez.
So it's a square token and it's orange, so it's got to be
it's a stress.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Stress token. Because this is what I felt every morning that this was in front of my door.
It's that or jam.
No, I've just been enjoying the break. Me and Luke finished up our Imperial Assault campaign. Next week, we're actually going to throw down a couple decks of old Star Wars CCG, and then the following week, all our stuff shows up, and it's balls to the wall X-Wing again. So we've just been enjoying not X-wing. So
That would be nice.
I would say, yeah. In the interim, I got really hooked on Rainbow Six Siege and started seeing someone that I met on Tinder without X-wing in hand. So I feel
That's for after commercial.
oh, teaser.
We will get into that, by the way, because we'll get into that. As for my 2.0 experience, I have been smorgasbording my way around all of 2.0. I've been trying everything out. Good, bad. I haven't had much good, mostly bad.
is that because of the pilot or the list?
No, it's list, pilot, everything. It's just all bad. But surprisingly, I am learning a lot. I'm literally just throwing things in. Like if the points fit, I throw it in there, and I'm just putting it on the board. I'm giving a lot of guys around here some free wins, but I'm learning that a lot of cards are starting to surface to the top that in the right situation. And for me, I have to fail in order to learn. And I'm a insane home brewer anyway, so I'm like, fuck it, this will be totally good. I'll do this. And then all of a sudden it's on the table, and then the 2.0 rules are in effect, not the 1.0 rules that I think that's going to make this good. And you're like, oh no, that's not going to work out like that, is it? But I log it upstairs and say, but this on this and this over here, or maybe if I did this different. And that's how my process works, is basically I have to try just a ton of different stuff. And what I like seeing is my stuff against other people. Like we've been running 2.0 for the last couple of weeks now at the store. And most of the guys are not as whimsical, throw it against the wall and see what sticks as I am. They actually put some thought into it. And I'm noticing that there are some very good combinations. Two that I want to spout off. The Brobots are real, guys.
Still good?
They are.
Yeah, IG-88 is just like a better Manaroo, isn't he?
Which one's the one that can change the sloop?
That's D.
That's A. D?
Yeah, D, because A is the only one that dramatically changed.
Yeah, okay. So D, the one that you can change to a straight or a hard turn.
Yeah.
Take note, it is super fucking good.
Yeah, it covers a lot more real estate now.
Especially with advanced sensors. I thought Calculate was going to be kind of like, oh yeah, it's not super good. But on Brobots, they get 2 before they do that maneuver. And I will tell you right now, I've seen it a lot. 2 Calculate pretty much does what it needs to do. They don't get rerolls, they don't get a bunch, but that double Calculate and the guy at the store is running it. It is amazing how. Oh, I'm sorry, Eli. With Elusive is crazy good.
It's definitely. It's not the trap card that it was in 1.0. How many points is it right now again?
He's actually running like 20, or he's got like a 15-point bid right now, so he could fit more on there. But what is amazing
does he bring a third ship?
No,
really? Because that was actually
what were you asking about Elusive?
How many points is it?
3.
3? Yeah, that's
so
not bad.
What he does with it is he picks and chooses which one's going to get shot at, because he can pass the tokens.
Yep.
That's what the title does. So it's like, oh, okay, you can get shot at this turn. He's getting a free shot at everyone, and he just passes his Calculate. 3 Calculate tokens really makes up for a lot. It is truly impressive. If anyone,
it's A that transfers the tokens.
A, yes. A transfer tokens. D is the one that gives you the.
Well, so wait, which pair do you pick then? Because don't people usually pick B?
Usually it's
Not
B
anymore.
and C. Usually it's B and C, but I'm telling you right now, A and D is ridiculously good.
Yeah, I guess I can
play
see
A
people
and C.
passing on B because you're going to be hitting things a lot more.
Yes.
Like it's like people aren't just token stacking, like laughing at you.
Yeah. The
Well, not
advanced
only that, but you're not getting gunner on a heavy laser cannon now.
Nope.
You know what? Ion is the heaviest cannon you can take on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely not taking gunner just for tractor beam.
No, you're not.
Right.
If flown well, A and D work very well. Advanced sensors, elusive, and the title. It is impressive. It's very scary.
Wait, advanced sensors, elusive, and the title. That's it? It's like you still have 34 points.
Yeah, no, he had a huge bit. Like he just didn't know what else to put on it.
Yeah, because actually I want to try this now, and I've got a little bit of points to move around.
Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Eli's in the chat. He put shield upgrade on it. So now it's still the 4 shields, 5 hull. Which blows your fucking mind when you play against it because you're conditioned 4 shields, 4 hull. And now you sit there, you're like, he's dead, right? Nope. They have 5 hull. He still has like 15 points left. It's ridiculous.
So, all right, so here's a list for you. IG88A with title, IG88C with title. I like C better. But also then Torkel Mux with IGD, engine upgrade, and Moldy Crow.
Goddamn Mux.
Fucking Mux.
Well, and remember, because he can boost to evade now. Mux can.
He can.
Steal someone else's focus.
But I will tell you right now, with D, you never need to boost. He double calculates every single time. Because you just pass it off. You just pass him over. Like, he's not getting shot because he did the 3 hard turn sloop. And I was like, well, but he's still got his double calculates. He passes them off. It's fucking ridiculous. It is fun. It's fun to watch. Not when you're playing against it, but it's kind of fun. And before the one other list I wanted to bring up was Jordan was running the 2 Cutlass Punishers, the bottom of the barrel Punishers, and it had the mines, the proton bombs, trajectory simulators, and then he just threw Riot out there.
She still seems good in 2.0.
And it was monster,
but she's still really good.
It was so funny because you'd think go after, like, he's like, the 2 didn't meld together. He gave me the bat rep afterwards. Like they're totally 2 different shit. Like, I have my, end game, and then these 2 guys, and everyone's going, fuck, I need to kill the Cutlasses. But they're totally forgetting about Riot, which is a huge factor. But you can't forget the Cutlasses and go after Riot. It's one of those hard decisions you have to fucking do. It's what I love about 2.0 right now. It's just like, what the fuck do I do? Like in this situation, they're beatable. They're totally beatable. But if flown right, they're going to make your day a living hell.
Am I actually going to be sad that I only own 1 TIE Punisher?
Yes. You need to own 2. I'm telling you, in 2.0, you need to own 2.
Motherfucker.
And 2.
I feel like an absolute idiot for selling down. I had 5, and I sold most of them.
Jesus.
You're my fucking hero.
I really wanted to build the TIE Punishiest. And
the TIE Punish.
I don't know if you guys saw that right when Wave 8 dropped. Someone
that was my favorite picture ever.
Yep. That's right on my phone right next to the Chaos ammo that I throw up all the time. And Pixie from Ace Combat Zero with the caption, "This is what V2 is for," whenever I'm watching 1.0 games.
I'll tell you what, the Punishers look really damn sexy on a medium base. I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
Really
so
good.
if anybody wants to see this, here it is. The TIE Punishist. There we go. Boom. So much punishment.
There's so much punishment there.
So I think one of those, if you buy 5 Punishers, I did the math, you can make 2 of those. That takes more than 2 Punishers to build.
Can't you take the tubes off of the bomber and make a bunch of those?
The bomber's not as good of a $1 to tube proposition. You get $2. You get 2 tubes for $15 off of a bomber, or like 4 or 5 tubes for 20.
Hashtag dollar per tube value.
You gotta think about this, man.
That is more tubes than a Saw's Renegades pack.
Jesus. Oh, okay. I tell you, well, Jesus, we've only been doing. All right. One more thing I want to get out of the way. The tokens. Sorry, I know it's FFG, but do we really need 11 tokens? I counted them up the other day.
11
There's
what
11
tokens?
of them.
For what?
2.0.
There's 11
Get
different
more
kinds.
specific. You said tokens.
There are 11 different tokens.
Oh, different kinds of
X-Wing
tokens.
2.0.
Oh, okay.
Now,
I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than back in the day when you ran things like R2 F2. Is that the one that like you never had a token for, and you were like, I guess I'll just remember that. Like there were a lot of things back in the day that you just had to kind of fucking remember.
well, I mean, think about it.
You
still-
did things.
There's still fucking tokens out there. I mean, there's a whole bunch. Like you could have the X-Wing X-Foils token. Open, close. I just saw that on. Where did I see that on?
You don't need that. You have the physical model.
Yeah.
Oh yes, because those are stellar.
The new ones are.
No, they're getting awfully loose. The more you play with them, the more loose they get.
Oh, too loose.
Like everything else.
Wrong.
I was wondering about it. Like I was wondering is like anytime you have moving parts on anything for any reason, like you end up
It's gonna go
with
bad.
issues.
It's gonna
Yeah.
go bad.
Didn't they learn that with the Lambda? Like
Yeah.
even when the first Lambda came out, you couldn't put the wings all the way down.
You had
until
to
you
fucking
cracked
bend them. You had to crack
Yeah.
the damn things in order to get them to bend all the way down.
Crack that glue, and like
Crack
somebody
that glue.
lost their minds because the new Fang fighter, they got it and it was like, oh, it doesn't shift, but you had to crack the glue a little bit.
They were
moving
afraid
parts is
to
always
push it
bad.
enough.
Yeah. I mean, I like the effort. I like the effort
Yeah.
they're doing.
I agree.
It ups the
It's gonna take a
quality.
little work.
I'm not gonna lie. The oh my god, the Fang Fighter.
Mhm.
Man, talk about fucking like people come up to me and like, Coach, can you do my Fang Fighter for me? I'm like, yeah, sure, because I've done it. I've taken the ballsy and just crack, but they don't have the balls to do it. They're like, I don't want to do it. You just got to kind of wiggle. But I can see where if someone doesn't know, they're like, they're supposed to turn, crack, and they just snap their little nub off on the freaking model.
Right.
So, I haven't messed with it, but my experience in other industries says heat is probably your friend.
Yeah, but none of us have time for that. I mean, we're all impatient.
Well,
as
I mean,
fuck.
if you've got someone else's hairdryer or your own hairdryer, or a heat gun,
We all know you do not have a fucking hairdryer.
I do because it was cheaper than a heat gun. But yeah, if you have a hairdryer or a heat gun, that's a great way to loosen that adhesive without applying force and breaking it.
But then when it cools down, it's right back, isn't it?
No, you basically you wear into it while it's loose.
You just keep it fucking moving.
I guess it's hard to describe, but it's shit I did for 4 or 5 years at Batteries Plus. There's a ton of stuff we worked with was just held together with adhesives.
A lot of things you had to work with. Batteries Plus. I understand.
That's all the plus. I mean, you don't put glue on batteries, but glue goes on all
we
the
do.
plus.
That's
We do,
the
actually.
plus.
I've been there so long that I always told people I'm like, because they're Batteries Plus bulbs now, and I was like, yeah, I was there before the bulbs.
Oh god.
It's before they had the idea, right?
They always joke
That's bad.
that expansion of the company happened because someone's spouse sent them to the hardware store, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. No one knows what they're doing with this shit. We should get into this shit.
Well, somebody mentioned Dion in the chat way too early, so we're going to go to commercial chat. Commercial chat. Let's go to commercial chat.
Commercial chat. The future
Commercial
of advertising.
I don't know why I mentioned Dion's name. Whatever. So 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Montana. Give us something. I don't know. Hey, no, fuck that. Steal someone else's commercial.
Can we use the old Dropkick Cryodex commercials?
No, we've already done that.
We used that once.
We could do that. I mean, we've done it before.
Are you tired of running a crappy tournament?
Yeah, we've had that on here.
Uh-huh.
He's got the backlog. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do a Cryodex commercial.
Yes. Always.
And commercial edit. Now I can go pee.
Hey, Luke's on.
Hi, Luke.
I'm going to enjoy this marshmallow.
Hi. Oh, you better shoot that out of your fucking crossbow into your mouth.
Not getting the crossbow. You're a lunatic.
$27 marshmallow. What the fuck?
I don't know. Like, why does this one have such a ridiculous wrap? Come on.
Because it's $27. It was flown from fucking Paris, France.
It's all covered in chocolate and shit.
You're not even gonna give it the dignity it deserves.
Nope. Here we go. All right, good.
Luke says bye, Chris.
Oh, you just hopped in to say hi. Hey, bye.
Fuck you, Luke. Come on. Just accept the punishment and be a part of the group again.
Hey,
you know you miss us.
So if anybody enjoys our discussion about the Fang Fighters and like the fact that they twist, your Fang Fighter will never be as cool as Luke's Fang Fighter. So I want everyone to go bug the shit out of Luke until he sends you the video of his awesome Fang Fighter that is so spinnable that he can take his air compressor and point it at the wing and it spins
I saw that shit.
ridiculously
That's like a record,
fast.
baby.
I tell you what, Luke.
Everybody go bug Luke till he sends it to you.
Luke, if you're still listening, which I know you are because the viewership hasn't gone down, I will absolve you of all of your debt if you stay a part of the group for 1 year.
Jesus. I'm guessing he super doesn't care.
Hey, super doesn't care.
Is it fancy
Chris,
enough?
I'm listening to the rain beating on my air conditioner here that's going to be coming your
Good.
way.
It's been fucking like flooding in Wisconsin.
At least you're fucking you guys are dealing with what we had yesterday and the day before that.
Oh, we've had this for weeks. There was a town in Madison that was basically underwater and declared an emergency zone. No shit.
Did you just say a town in Madison?
Or around the Madison area.
He also was trying to figure out what a town in London was during the
geometry is not my strong point.
And yet you were criticizing the rule of 11?
Geography.
Of course, that's not really geometry. That's mathematics.
Yeah, the joke was geography. Uncle Mark caught up.
Fuck.
I know.
That was an okay marshmallow. It was like a standard marshmallow covered in like some decent like dark chocolate.
Oh shit. Okay. I am seriously not happy with this fucking emoji on our goddamn OCX radio page.
Oh
Someone
my
change
god.
this. Where? I am gonna fucking win. Change it to a baby crying. I don't care.
What emoji?
Do it. You do it.
I don't know how. I tried to change it to a dolphin. It was all happy and fun, but it didn't take. Emoji. See here. Look, I'll try to change it to dolphin that I wanted. Oh, here, toilet. There we go. Oh, it worked. Toilet. Never mind. It wouldn't work before. I don't know. I was pissed.
So while we're talking about people in the chat, I see Sir George in your chat, and I just have to call him out for being a fucking hero.
Huh?
That dude's a fucking hero.
How do you know Sir Georgie?
So one, he was in my Vassal League, but two, he put together. He still got it up. It's probably still
.xhud.
If you're just trying to look up cards, it's probably the best compendium of all the cards. Like Yasby 2.0 is awesome, but like if I need to look up a crew card, I need to be like, all right, I need a ship with a crew, and then I gotta find the ship and then put the crew down. But there, it's like, all right, just go in, look it up. He's got all the dials and everything there.
Yeah, and what is it?
I mean, if you just want to steal like everything I was going to come after commercial and say, that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I usually just go to the X-Wing miniatures wiki.
No. Type in .xhud.com, I think.
So George, put it in chat.
Yeah, put it in chat. Put it in chat.
It won't let you can't put links in the chat. You'll have
You
to do
can
it some
type it
fancy
in.
way.
Just put it on
Get
the
smart
OCX
about it.
Facebook page and the Great Facebook page. Wait, maybe don't put it on the Great Facebook page
Oh.
because Curtis will ban you for content.
So like a fucking baller, right? So Sir Georgie, I don't know. His name's Jordan. He's from Sioux Falls. He's a good guy. Comes down for most of our events. He came down for the store champ, and he had like acrylic range rulers. He had the twin laser turd cards.
Nice.
He has the version 1 and 2.0 flip cards. They're amazing. I'll send you one. There it is. xhud.sirjorj.com.
That's not hard to spell at all.
No. Anyway, so
Put it in the show notes.
motherfucker tagged my
don't have any.
bathroom in the store with his own sticker.
Jesus, it's just fucking green.
Yeah, it's all green. It's all straight up fucking back in the day, like 1992 style.
You know, Matrix and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's
Okay, help me out here. What am I doing? What am I doing over here?
All right, hold on. Let me present you. Look at you, Jordan. Look at this shit. You know, I was gonna do this after break, but we might as well just let everyone know now.
What am I doing?
I thought
It's
we were
just a whole bunch of release notes is all I see.
Well, if you go for what did you do, Jordan? This is not.
xhud.sirgeorge.com.
Yeah,
What's
what-
going on?
No, it's fine.
Help.
Help! Hit website under xwing.cgi.
Hit website under xwing.cgi.
Right there,
Website.
Oh, website. To your left, to your left.
Website. Down and left. Down and left. Up.
Website,
There.
Okay, motherfucker. So let's go to
Right
upgrades.
column, second edition.
Oh, that's a nice little fancy list. Let's go check out BT1. Go. Oh, there's no picture. I want a picture.
You know, Chico, I too can think of many times when I've been disappointed with the free content someone else has made.
As the creator of some of that free content, I'm allowed to complain.
Someone liked Cryodex on
This
Facebook
looks
page,
pretty
and
good.
I forgot the review I left.
I'm stopping presenting me. Can I do that? No. I'm getting off that then. Hi, you can just stare at me until Coach gets back.
Oh, we lost Coach again.
Yeah, he wandered away. Get some fresh air. Enjoy his habit. Why is John Connolly laughing at me? Damn it, John.
You were riding the struggle bus pretty hard there.
I didn't see the link. Oh well. How's it going, everybody?
Do I seriously have to fucking be on for everything? I mean, you guys can't fill any dead air.
I was confused if we're still on break or not.
You're still on break.
Wait, we are on break, but the internet can still see us, so we have to
don't know
continue
how
being
this
entertaining.
Nathan, help! Nathan!
What's Nathan going to do now that R2 doesn't give him shields every freaking minute of the day?
Nathan came to me like a week after the squad builder and the points came out, and he's like, "This building is really hard in 2.0. There's no broken shit."
List building's really hard when you can't just pick the one ship you know to fill out half your list.
Well, now to be fair, Nathan frequently went away from Corn. He won our last store champ with Asajj Nim, building it on the spot that day. He just was always correct that it turns out a ship with infinite regen, boost, barrel roll, the evade action, and the ability to shoot twice, plus fire control systems, is really good almost all of the time.
And then there was that fucking Worlds where he actually went like stupid far with fucking Boba Fett.
No, it was Kath.
Oh yeah, Kath with the tail gunner.
Yep.
Yeah, and he flew the shit out of that.
Also won the second Crossroads with Nim and Sol Sixa.
Yep, I remember sitting there watching him wreck you.
Yeah, I bit wrong on that. That's one of those ones where you replay it on your head, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I did wrong, and I can never go back and fix it. Like, I think if we play that again, I win it. But, of course, I probably don't beat the fucking ghost at the end. But, God, I played so many ghosts that day. I can't believe I still had the will to play X-Wing after it.
That was the glorious thing about that weekend is that was the week that I was like losing my shit trying to figure out how to beat a ghost because I had just come from the Chicago Regional where I lost to a ghost and I was infuriated about it. So I went down to Indy and I was like, fuck it, I'm flying the ghost. It was like,
was that one or was that the actual regional like 6 months?
Oh, it was probably the regional.
Yeah, because I would say because everyone there was on it was still Kanan Biggs at the time.
Oh yeah,
but then
I did Dash Poe and had to deal with John Babcock and his fucking Kanan Biggs. God damn it, fucking.
I just wanted to take my 4 Y-wings with TLTs against ghosts, and I never saw a single one in any of the tournaments I was in.
Yeah, I was so sick of seeing ghosts by the end of Chicago that I was like, and like I had never beaten one in a tournament ever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play 6 rounds with a ghost just so I can see how to beat it. And then the next tournament, I went up to Detroit and beat the ever-loving fucking piss out of a ghost player, and it felt amazing.
I figured out why I'm so happy with you tonight, Zach.
Huh?
I figured out why you have on the show tonight was bugging me.
Oh?
Because I know you have a certain shirt in your closet.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, you can't hold me to finding that shirt right now.
No, fuck, I can't.
I will send you a picture of my living room.
Have you ever worn it? Let me ask you that. Have you ever worn it?
Out in public?
No, ever. Like, just,
yeah, I wore it around the house. I wore it around the house. But here's the problem. I have so damn many X-Wing shirts. And, right? So I'm not creative and artsy like that. Also, I'm wearing the same shirt as our 1.0 national champion wore.
1.0 is dead, buddy. Kill it if you have to. It's fucking dead.
I feel like that's probably what Josh did. I love Holt so much because that was probably just like doing his taxes for him. Is just waiting for everyone on the way to. Like he won the last game. He's like, "Oh, I wasn't there, but I'm sure he's like, oh, am I done now?"
All right, I just want to know that you do wear it.
I do.
You don't have to wear it in public. I understand you have a, I don't know, fucking public image to take care of.
I mean, the other problem is to like, I wear work shirts 5 days a week. I don't go home and change or anything. And then the other days I do stuff, it's usually something I'm okay with, like being destroyed. It's like all last month I was helping my roommate move. So it's like,
I would say this is kind of a special fucking occasion. It'd be nice.
That's true.
Right? I mean, you gotta flaunt the fucking trophies over your neck.
Yeah, I do have all these sweet
at least you could have the decency to fucking wear the shirt that I know you own.
I'll tell you what. The next time I
It's-
find it, I will wear it, and I will send a picture of me wearing it to you.
It's a
But-
great thing.
The odds are incredibly high that it's under my roommate's couch or
You're
like
barely a
between two
crate
chairs.
Zach,
anymore
Zach,
these
hold up
days.
mine. Hold up mine, Zach.
Oh, this one.
It's over his heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's Chico on top. I love it.
closest to my heart.
Aw.
So I got. Although I will tell you, I got Chris Sheriff up next, so he's probably going a little higher.
Oh man, you are going to crush Sheriff.
I hope so. I've been so frazzled.
You know, I don't even think this was fair because I'm pretty sure the first time he did this it was you versus me. Right?
No, you did.
No,
So
you-
what happened is you and I both went up against Peter.
Oh,
He's
that's
like the Washington Generals of that. And
that's right.
I don't think you remember what happened. I'm told you won. But I destroyed Peter.
Oh no, fuck, I
By
did win.
By a quarter point.
I won by a quarter of a point.
I may have beaten Peter by double digits.
Shit. Okay, I'm talking to Bruno. I gotta talk to Bruno.
I told him like I can take a break and we can start up the circuit of people who earn the right. You know, you can't just have random people just call.
Am
me
I
out.
the only one that's beaten you? I'm
When
the
are
only
you gonna
one
have the
that's beaten you.
No,
balls
you
to
beat Peter. You
bring
didn't beat.
someone like Dion?
I thought I beat you by a quarter of a point.
No, you and I have not played.
No. Peter. You beat Peter.
Were you not on the show? Oh
No.
shit! How fucked up was I?
You were pretty.
Yes, you
I
were.
think Bruno even texted me afterwards. He's like, "Whoa."
Have you ever listened to that show, Coach?
I tried.
It was
Shit,
probably
thought you
like my first time on OCX where
I thought you were on that show.
that's like, oh, I was talking to Big Vic. Me and him were hanging out with a bunch of people, and we were talking about his buddy Jason Moon, and I realized I had them mixed up for like a year. I don't know if I've ever even met Moon in person. I was telling this story about hanging out with Moon, and Vic's like, "Wow, that sounds." Vic's like, "No, that was me." I was like, "Oh."
Yep. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. It happens.
If you've never had the chance to, you need to drink with Vic.
Hey, I plan on coming up to a Packers game next year. So,
Well, he's up in Minnesota.
oh, okay.
Yeah, me and him just meet and drink a lot at X-Wing events. At Hoth this year, during the final game, we went to an open bar.
All right. So, you guys going to the
God.
trials up
Like,
there?
I remember that. How the fuck did you find that open bar?
It was
Why
at
didn't
his
you tell
hotel.
everyone.
We did. I told multiple people.
Oh, it was the one that's like across the big ass parking lot from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that open bar doesn't last long though, does it?
No, it's like
Yeah,
5 to 7 or some shit.
It's pretty short. Like that's where I stayed the first time I judged, and they never got us out soon enough for us to get to the open bar. It was infuriating.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, my shit's up. I'm gonna go hit an open bar. You want to come?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
All right. Well, I'll meet you up there for the cup.
For the what?
The Hyperspace Cup. I'm pretty sure FFG is going to have a cup, not a trial.
Yes, I can't remember the terms.
Yeah.
They're probably going to replace Nationals with those. You think?
No.
Well, so here's
No,
the thing.
Nationals is going to be Nationals.
Nationals, a whole fucking different thing. I'll see you there for the cup.
So two foods for thought for you real quick. Because I also play L5R. So L5R for one.
Wow, you're like one of the 5 people I know. Nationally.
So they have a really similar system with their Cotes and Grand Cotes.
Yes. So they're following the same system.
But they don't have like a U.S. Nationals or anything. Gen Con was a Grand Cote.
That's because it's not X-Wing.
Well, so the thing about X-Wing that you can do especially is the cup's the bigger one, right? So like one of
Yes.
the weird things about the way that the U.S. is, we've got 3 like distinct regions.
Yes.
So outside of back in the Midwest where it belongs, you really can't put it anywhere without screwing, a third to 2/3 of the country. Like, who the fuck can go to Nova? Like, you look at Nova and it's like, oh, that's a whole shit ton of people that don't come west of Pennsylvania ever, right? So it's like
I'll
you
be
can
right back.
do 3 nationals equivalent events now on the East Coast, in the Midwest, on the West Coast, so that your players all have your player distribution, because the population distribution is probably right in that neighborhood, at least as far as X-Wing players are concerned.
No.
I'm just saying the article made no mention of it, and the system they're following doesn't have it either.
I think like California and Washington and Oregon, like all those areas over there, they get a lot of system opens though.
That's true, but that's what I'm saying is, and part of it is because like they never got a nationals and they weren't getting continentals.
All right, we're gonna hit this one. Come back. We're coming back from commercial break right now.
All right.
Yeah,
You're not gonna wait for.
No, Mark can get off my playban after we discuss this. So 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OCX Radio Podcast. This is your host, Coach. Also joined with Chico and Zach Matthews, and soon or later will be Uncle Mark Tibbet. Zach is wrong, so we're gonna just lay this out. The trials and the cups. Certain people get picked for a cup. Everyone applies for a trial. Certain people get picked for a cup. It's not a regional thing. It's just like, I mean, they're going to do it like a regional kind of a deal. There's going to be a lot of cups. There's not going to be just a 1, 2, and 3. It's going to be, okay, you can fit 200 people.
Hey, Coach, I'm going to read you an excerpt from a website.
Go ahead.
It's a little obscure. It's www.fantasyflightgames.com.
Sure.
/en/more/X-Wing organized play events.
Can't believe it. It's just the internet.
Regional and national championships will be replaced by hyperspace trials and hyperspace cups, respectively. So,
right. Exactly what I just said.
That's them verbatim saying nationals will be replaced. That's in black and white text. That's exactly what I was saying.
But what I'm trying to, okay, yes, we got mixed up there.
Okay.
There's not going to be national, but there's not going to be like 2 or 3 nationals. There's going to be.
Well, no. I'm saying they can have events that they can have at least. I was saying 3 during the break. They can have at least 3 events to that size to cater to the wider population distribution.
Correct.
Okay, so
and there's going to be more than 3. There's probably going to be like 10 in the fucking United States.
Yeah, quite possible. I just am noting that it at minimum offers them to bridge that sort of pain point. That was a carryover from
yeah. They didn't consult me when they wrote that article. Usually they do.
Oh,
Wade told me after the podcast a couple weeks ago. He's like, "I'm sorry, I fucked up. We totally didn't call you, so it's all right. It's okay." Wade apologized.
That's why right here at the bottom, I actually see a line that says "Suck it, Coach."
How did no one give us fucking credit on Facebook? They're like, holy shit, OCX crossed the fucking boundary into actually getting an FFG employee on their show. Like, guy, I thought that was fucking amazing. And everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it's hard to.
I'm like,
when you're gonna sandwich someone between 2 Zacks as a guest, it's a little rough for them to shine.
Christ.
No, I mean actually.
So what you're saying it was Zack. And then it was an FFG employee, marshmallows, and then another Zack. That's how we're going with this?
Yep.
So you're saying Wade was the Hershey's of the fucking
Zacks are graham crackers.
I love Wade to death. And like anyone who, if that was your first exposure to him, like just go up and say hi to him at events. He's really nice.
Yes.
He's absolutely one of my favorite people around the game.
He's sarcastic as shit, so you better know how to deal with that.
Oh, man.
But
super bad.
Awesome.
Super bad. Like, my first 2 meetings with Wade was like,
like, why does he hate me so much?
Actually, my first one was like when I blasted on the X-Wing forums back when they were pure and cool and all of our information driven.
So never?
And he met me on my birthday and gave me fucking dice. And I was like, wow, you're really cool. And then the next one was like, he came up to me super fucking sarcastic. And I didn't think I quite knew him enough. I was super sarcastic and he just met the sarcasm level. But then this year we just took it to a whole other level. And it was love. But Mark, now that we got this whole cup thing figured out, I think it's time for Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark, get the fuck off my playmat!
Hey! There you go, Ryan Ledford, just for you. Hey, a couple of things. I listened to last week's episode. Blair Bunky, he's from the Washington State area up around Seattle. Just to give you had been drinking, Coach.
I fucking knew it! I knew it.
Now, for Gordon the Worst, I made the donation. Send me the shirt.
What about Tropical Storm Gordon?
Oh, did you mention Gordon? Wait, hold on. And Blair.
Oh, great! I'm getting my section.
Gordon and Blair. Good call.
Oh shit! It's like fucking thumbs that he just took from people.
Does mine at least weigh a little bit more because I scored more points?
I can't tell.
So continuing, the Uncle Mark fan club night. I'm thinking that's not a good idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I'm just saying.
I want just pictures and video and audio. Harold, get that for me, buddy.
Luke Carrington. I tell you what. I really like Luke, but he kind of scares me.
Nah.
He reminds me of this guy I used to play BattleTech with out of Peoria, whose name was Kurtz, and I like Rich, but he kind of scared me too. And they look
his name Kurt or Rich?
Kurtz.
He was a BattleTech fan. That's all you need to know.
His first name was Rich, but his last name was Kurtz, and he was always known as Kurtz.
Oh, Kurtz. Okay, I missed that. Or
and now for Harold, he'll get this reference. Wapner, time for Wapner. It's 4:30. Time for Wapner.
Judge Wapner, motherfucker. It's 4:30. Judge Wapner. I know that reference. Come on.
Okay, good. Padre, I could listen to you rant on and on forever. I wish I could take the time to gather my words and put them out as succinctly as he does. Well done last week, Padre. Well done. Hey, Curled Paw discount from National got me my new acrylics. So they are ordered and on their way at 15% off. Thank you very much. Hey, and did anyone notice?
Time out.
What?
What fucking acrylics are you getting from Curl Paw?
I'm getting all of
They
them.
They better be tokens.
Oh, they're tokens, and they're the pivot, the little arrow bases, and the numbered things, and a set of 2.0 templates.
All right.
Now,
one less set I have to send out.
You told me I had to send it out because I've asked and asked and asked you. You can sit back with your mouth hanging open, but I have asked you, and you're sober tonight. So there. Now, continuing on. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Did anybody see the tokens that Tyler had at Gen Con?
The Chad tokens?
Yeah. Those I'm being harassed by friends of mine going, where can we, or harassed, where can we get these tokens? Where can we get these tokens? Because, we're old now and those are so easy to see. And Tyler's going, yeah, he's not making any more of those.
Yeah, they're a custom set.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Sure.
I do all the time.
Why are they Chad tokens?
Chad is an internet meme, and it broadly means anything that is significantly larger than its normal peers.
Yeah, it's Josh.
I think it's from I think it's from the incel boards.
What the hell is the incel board?
I thought
We are not going there.
Google that at work.
Okay.
Anyway,
it
those
originated on 4chan's R9K forum.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been like, "Oh, they're Chad tokens," but I don't fucking know what Chad token. What's a Chad token?
All right, here I'm gonna send you.
Is it like an acronym? Is it a like CHA dance or something?
This is gonna be like knowing the way, where I show you a meme and you guys stand longer than anyone else.
I'm sorry, Mark. I know we're taking up your fucking playmat signal, but
I'm done. Have a nice evening.
Is he using a phone to make Morse code? How is he doing Morse code?
he's been using that fucking phone forever.
Coach, I sent you the know your meme for the Chad memes.
No, your memes. Send me an. Okay, here we go. All right.
Do us a favor and look at that later, and like not right now.
Yeah, there's like a lot of words, so it's gonna take you.
We'll do it later. All I'm seeing is cucked, so I'm assuming that seems is pretty good. That was good. Get off my playmat. Yeah, we get it. We get it. I know.
That only hurts my ears a lot.
Those are some fancy headphones you got, Chico.
Yeah, super fancy.
So I guess this brings me to my opinion that I wanted to bring up just briefly, because we have bigger things to roast on Zack's side. But until we get there, I want to tease the audience a little bit with some content.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm ready for content.
Well, it's not really it's very opinionated. It's very opinionated.
Okay.
So
that's code for wrong. Go on.
What I want to discuss is, where did the X-Wing media take us in 1.0, and where should the X-Wing media take us in 2.0?
So are you gonna like start that conversation or?
So I'll start this conversation with a little bit of history. So, oh fuck, this is why
I have to entertain myself somehow.
yeah, you do. Fuck. You might be a part of this conversation, Mark, because it's dating back to the good old days. So I want to start out with a little history lesson. So it started out with, and I don't want to piss people off, but I think it was Scum and Villainy that was first, correct?
So the way I've always done it is the original three were pretty much Scum and Villainy, Nova Squadron, and the Kessel Run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the timing. I think one of them beat another by like 2 weeks or something.
I'm not gonna argue semantics, but we'll go wave one. Wave one were those three. And when they started, every one of them was different. I mean, wildly different, right? One had the bat reps and the full breakdown. One had the meta, analysis, and Kessel was just Kessel. I loved Kessel Run. That was my favorite of the three. Sorry, Ricky. Sorry.
Thanks, Jack.
It's okay. Neither you nor I was in Ricky's top 5 podcast fit.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ricky. So, sorry, Chris. Were you an original member of Nova, or did you come on?
No, not
later?
even close.
Yeah, exactly.
Nova was originally like Ron Brannon's.
Yeah, it was way early. Like it was. Anyway, what I want to say is that sparked the interest, and for a long time, I don't even think anyone even bothered making a new one. Right? I think those original three had a reign of at least 6 months.
They were. I'm trying to remember. 186 came out during that time. I think, but they were really intermittent.
Okay. It wasn't until Wave 2, right? Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure on the time frame here, but I want to say it wasn't until what? It was Minox. Back to Dials.
And
I
Gold
believe
Squadron?
Ricky said
And
that
Gold Squadron?
Ricky said that they've been on for about 4 years.
Yeah, it was probably Minoc, Back to Dial, and Gold Squadron were like the second. Those were the big three of the second generation. I can't remember when OC or no, not OC. I can remember when you guys started. I can't remember when 186 started. They were
I like how you're
186
trying to still go back to 186. We've discounted them because they're not there anymore.
no, they're still around.
What?
186. They released an episode
Yeah.
like 2 days ago.
Oh, you're talking about across the pond. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm talking about American here. Come on. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I
they
don't
speak
mean
something
to
like-
be cratish, but I'm just talking cratish here. Okay. So
well, so in my heart, they speak for the entire Not America. That's all of Not America in one podcast right there.
yes, you're correct. The 186 was pretty much everything non-American in one podcast.
Hey, did you know there's different time zones in Not America?
No,
I
it's central.
I was talking to Alex Burt from that podcast, and he's like, "Hey, man, I gotta go to bed." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's 4 p.m. by you, right?" He's like, "No, dude, that's New Zealand." Because I was talking to at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit! I really did forget they're on different time zones, radically different time zones."
Oh my god. So, but what I want to discuss, I really want to focus on the main three that started the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Back in that day, it was X-Wing was brand new. It was hell. The designers didn't even know this was going to be that big of a thing, but it turned out to be that big a thing to have podcasts. To me, Nova, Kessel, and Scum and Villainy were like fucking eating breakfast in the morning. It was you downloaded them, and when they didn't fucking come out with an episode, it was like pitchforks and goddamn torches.
Well, they all had really intermittent release schedules at the time.
Yeah, it was all over the place. The weekly release schedule was not even feasible. Like that was not even a thing. I don't think it was until Minoc
I was gonna say
showed
I
up.
wrong too, but Minoc was
It
the
was-
first one I remembered that they just started eventually.
Yeah,
It took them a little bit.
back when Minox came out, they were the crates before the crates showed up, and
Oh my god! And if
Prove
we
that it
can
could get
just
worse.
stress this point, they were the crates before the crates.
it's like I remember judging my first worlds, and like I heard them come in and just start screeing into the room, and I'm like, oh god, it's them. but like nowadays, it's like oh hey Minox, how's it going? Oh god, it's the crates.
There's a meme of that of like regular people having rational X-Wing discussion, and then like there's the other people that come in and they're throwing shit and they've got their flags. Keller made that. I think the crates were charging in, screaming "Sue did nothing wrong" in his iteration.
Oh Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
Richard Sue. Oh, he caught so much shit for something that we would always just shrug off these days.
But so the Wave 2 aspect of the podcast really brought it into. I want to say Wave 2 was Minox, Back to Dials. Who am I missing here?
Gold
Shit.
Squadron.
Gold Squadron. Sorry, but even they. I mean,
And
Back
maybe
to Dials.
TCX. TCX is probably around there.
TCX. Actually, was it TCX was the first one that brought the weekly podcast?
They might have, yeah.
I think it was.
Because
You know
so
what?
short and uninteresting that
Carson and
they
Tyson,
could put that
Carson
on.
and Carson and Tim. Sorry, I think it was TCX that brought the very first weekly X-Wing
they
podcast.
were always the news burst.
and
It's
that's
always sort of
fine.
been the news.
That's fine. It showed everyone like, wow, okay, I get X-Wing every week, and it showed every other podcast like, hey, this is the way to go. Kind of. To most of them, Minoc picked up on it. Back to Dials picked up on it. Wave 3 is the weird wave. It's not crate because I know the crates, us and Hornet and all the other. We're wave 4, but there's a weird like wave 3 oddity. It was like 512, and it was.
Well, when did you guys actually start?
Cloud City, I think, was wave 3. We started what? We started World
Yeah.
A couple weeks after
17.
Hornet.
2016, right? 17.
17, May 17.
May 17 we started.
Yeah,
You guys were February 17.
I think January.
Whatever.
I just looked it up. Yeah.
Fuck, who cares? Anyway, that's kind of his, and a bunch have followed. A lot of other. I mean, I could name 100 of them right now because that's almost how many fucking podcasts we've had.
So two that jump out are Radical Squadron, which was T70 Bro, who he joked with Chris that he started the podcast so that Chris would have to give out templates if he got tabled. And then there's literally a podcast of people who just post in the crate thread a lot.
Yes.
Like, it's literally like a crate fan podcast or something. Like, and it started after they sent an audio file to Chris and he wouldn't upload it on the crate page.
But anyway, through that history of podcasting, it's ballooned into a lot of podcasts. And where I'm wondering where, because everyone got certain amount of knowledge from everywhere. I mean, these days we can pinpoint, okay, you go Gold Squadron, you go Minoc, you go back to Dials, you go here. You're not going to get, I mean, unless the word breaks on the day that we have it, or we totally Skype, swipe news away from anyone else. You're really not tuning in to us for fucking up to the news, whatever. But what I'm wondering going forward with 2.0, everyone's starting on an even keel. What is our responsibilities, right? Because you're from the crates, I think. Still, we don't know. It's been a while.
The last episode released, I sat quietly. That kind of counts, right?
You've been a part of the X-Wing media for long enough that you can weigh into it. What is X-Wing List Juggler's dead, right?
Unclear.
As of right now, List Juggler is dead.
He claims it's gonna be, but
is this the only place that people come to get outside information?
So I would argue no, because like, was it the regional roundup? There was some thread that Juggler usually made on the forums, because that's how List Juggler became a thing. Is he used to track it all down. It's Store Champs, and he didn't make a Store Champ thread this year, and someone else just did, and people just posted in there. As long as the internet is a thing, like List Juggler was literally born from a couple of forum threads, and it was just 100 turned up to 100 with searchability and
it was just done well.
Yeah, a whole bunch of incredible features, but I mean it was born from that forum thread. The same way, right after we got points for 2.0, within a day or two, people had list builders up that were crude Excel spreadsheets before we got the YASB 2.0 that gave us what we had before while we wait for the app. But people can always dump information somewhere, and as long as at least one person's willing to report it, as long as one person's willing to report it somewhere, it's going to be out there. I mean, you can have your, we're still streaming. We're not going to turn off streaming. Dion's still going to go to every single event he can. You're not going to be able to not see it. I mean, you can not see it by turn it off, but it's not like a store can hold a tournament of 40. I guess you could hold a 40-person tournament and, make everyone sign an NDA saying you can't post about this tournament on the internet. But that'd be the only way to do it, is to, confiscate everyone's cell phone, and you could just murder the players afterward, right?
I tell you what. Let me rephrase the question.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see X-Wing media in the next? Let's just go 2 years.
So the
Can I jump in here?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead, Mark.
I see each one of us in our own niche doing our own thing, just as we've always done. The crates are going to do the crate things. The OCXers are going to do the OCX thing. The Minox are going to screw their way into the Pacific. And you know,
We can only hope.
because this is what we do. That's the reason we have the fans that we have. The crates have the fans that they have. The Minox have the fans that they have. They enjoy what tidbits that we put together that entertain them or not entertain them.
I was basically going to say the exact same thing, just echo.
Okay, but it was just, you know,
Seniority for beauty.
Uncle Mark put it well.
Okay. But it you know, why would we want to change what we're doing? I mean, I have 4 guys that are my fan club. You know, why do I want to change that? Because I might get 5? No, that would be frightening then. This, you know, Chris is a fond of information. You are always trying to lead us down some rabbit hole, and we've just followed blindly in. I miss Sloop wherever he's hiding.
Yeah, he's busy. He'll be back next week, I think.
But you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're going here, Mark. Let me rephrase the question one more time. With worlds being inclusive,
What?
do you believe, and is it possible? Exclusive. There you go.
It's one of them words.
One of them words that I don't get.
Objectively.
Do you think that FFG and X-Wing is looking to become possibly bigger than what it is? I mean, you look at what Magic is right now, Magic the Gathering. Do you maybe see on the horizon a pro tour? Do you see exclusivity, TV rights, you know, Twitch rights, or whatever the fuck they want to call it? Do you see it going in that direction?
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes. Zack?
So
What would you do if X-Wing was at the level that Magic the Gathering is at?
it'd be pretty interesting. I don't know if miniatures games lend themselves as well to like randos picking it up the way video games do. Just because you can't natively understand without understanding the game, like when people are actually making skilled plays. Occasionally. So
I'll argue with you that X-Wing is much better to the random watcher than Magic the Gathering is.
Maybe. I mean, Magic has the bigger player base too, but like
it does.
So one of the weird things I've sort of stumbled into the rabbit hole, like I've really been playing Rainbow Six Siege lately, and I've been picking up that game's history, and like the pacing of it, everything's very dynamic. So like I was watching it before I was playing it. I knew nothing about it, and I was watching it because you could see this. And sometimes with X-Wing, you have those moments where it's like, all right, he made this really great play in X-Wing to not take a damage here, but that was it, right? Like, oh, that was a good arc dodge. He arc dodge, he boosted out by a little bit, or like especially now with 2.0 where everything's not modding like crazy. Oh, he dodged him, and he made what we know is a great play to attack with 3 dice with focus at range 2 or something, like barrel roll into a link focus, and he gets the arc dodge and he does a damage, and you're like, oh, all right, well, I mean, we know he's in really great position, but like it's not dynamic there's not a lot of dynamic moments in X-Wing, I would argue, which is what lends the best to Twitch in particular.
But I would argue it's very visual.
Yeah, and that's definitely true.
I mean, if anything, X-Wing is all visual to an audience member. I'm just saying. I'm looking. I'm trying to get into FFG's mind here. They obviously. I mean, come on. They've stumbled across a game that has projected them in the last 5 years to way above 40K.
Yeah,
which nobody even thought was possible.
but even 40K like has never gotten close to that.
Well, 40K was terrible. I know they have money tournaments. They have big money tournaments. They do.
How much of the draw of X-Wing would you argue is the casual nature of it, though?
That's the problem. That is the problem.
That's actually something that drove me out of Magic. Is I got to the point where when I was playing games of Magic and I made a mistake, like in the middle of a tournament, I already knew I was like playing that sequence wrong cost me. And this was a small amount of money, but I mean, I was also making $8 an hour at the time. I was like, getting that sequence wrong cost me $25.
But you still know if there was money on the line, that one move cost you that much money.
Well, right. But so that ratcheted up my stress and frustration rating with the game.
Yes. I agree. It is
like, and actually, the guy who kind of convinced me to quit Magic more than anything, amusingly, was Brett Favre.
Brett.
Well, because when he retired, he said he wasn't having fun with it anymore. And like a year later, I'm looking at Magic and I'm like, I'm just doing this out of ritual. You know, I'm not having fun with it anymore. And the same way that his expectation to win a Super Bowl every year was driving him, my expectation to try and, make up for the fact that I'm, making $8 an hour, 16 hours a week compared to, people who with real jobs who could drop paychecks on stuff. I'm like, I couldn't net deck because I couldn't afford to. I would buy a box when the set came out and then build whatever tier 1 deck fell on closest with what my funds could handle. And it was like, it just wasn't fun.
I think you and I are on the same page. And I took this way off the rails here. This is not where I wanted to go.
But what I'm saying is I wonder if, like, I see where you go with X-Wing, and my argument would be I think we're still years away from that, just in terms of necessary growth. But also I wonder if even making that as a goalpost, like if FFG started posting in their Worlds articles or their organized play articles, if they started saying, hey, our goal is to start, getting a payout for the top 8 at regionals, or this will eventually feed into a pro tour. I wonder, like, there were people on Reddit who were upset that FFG did an article about the rule of 11 because they're like, I don't want to think about that. Like, how do you think they would feel if they're like, oh, this is a game like, I mean, they hate the idea of a rule of 11 and using counting to 11 as part of their gameplay. To turn around and go, oh yeah, and there's a pro circuit for this.
Right.
Like, it would be dope, but I don't know if there's. I wonder if it would drive people away that are a significant financial investment right now.
I get that. And you know what? Mad Medic, God bless your soul. He said this conversation started with, will people get their information from podcasts?
Not this one.
Not this one. Guaranteed not this one, boy. You did. Fuck you, Mad Medic. You know better than that. He's been a lifelong listener. Okay, so we're gonna be done with that. I guess what I want to do is go around the horn. Does anyone else have anything they want us to say before we get into Zach Matthews' love life?
Well, I'll recap that. Uncle Mark. I mean, you pretty much nailed everything on the actual topic of, what'll be going forward, because everyone listens to this stuff more for fun than anything.
That's kind of what I was going along the lines with.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. The one thing I miss that I haven't found the opportunity to help with, but that the old Nova Squadron episodes were tremendously helpful with, is they actually talked a lot about community building, which was really helpful to me because I basically sat down in a store and said, because I was driving 45 minutes for X-Wing, I sat down in a store and I said, hey, I want to get X-Wing going here. And I listened to that episode probably 2 or 3 times, took down as many notes as I could, did as much of that, talked to other people who had communities going. And, I was pretty pleased that we can have, when I start up a league, which it reminds me, I have to do everything for that. You had to write up the report for our next league here. If you're a local league starting soon, but like when I start up a league, we can get 12, 14, 16 people. And the most we had at our last real store champ was we had over 20 at one point, which was basically capacity at the store I run stuff at. So it's been thrilling, to watch it grow. And I don't think that collectively the podcast, the forums, there's not enough attention being paid to community building right now.
No, there's not. There's not.
That's a sorely missing niche, I think.
All right. Duly noted. We will put that in next week's show notes. Chico, Mark, anything? Podcasting 2.0 in the future.
No, I agree that it's, we're just gonna continue as we go. I'm interested to see how it goes with some of the old crews coming back. If there's I don't know if there's any people disappearing because they're just not wanting to do 2.0. I think all of us podcasters are so ingrained into this community that nobody's going, fuck it, 2.0, I'm out. I'm not seeing any of that.
How is your card separation going?
Delightful.
That is legit the old Star Wars LC or CCG,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yep. Just got done with the Rebels. Now I got to go through the Imperials.
Jesus. Good luck. All right. So I got almost time for Zack to go to bed.
Yep. Zack has to run
And
some
Uncle.
for a customer yet tonight too.
He gave me a time, but so what I ultimately wanted to talk about was: is there a line between spaceships and relationships? Now, this coined phrase came from none other than your humble guest, the Zack Matthews. I will not say from the Carolina Crates podcast.
You just did.
Outplayed.
You played yourself.
So I want to know, Zack, how does your spaceships versus relationships?
This is what I get for leaving the floating veto.
Yes, it is.
Well, to be fair, I established that playing with spaceships takes precedence over relationships. Geez. Okay. All right. Fine. Internet. No, I've just been talking to this chick on and off for like 2-3 months now. 2 months now.
Holy shit! What the fuck? 2 to 3 months?
It's definitely closer to 2.
Farmer moved faster than that.
Oh, snap.
No.
I haven't heard anything about that lately.
No, I mean, so it's tough. So she's pretty cool. After we started talking, so she does roller derby.
Automatic plus.
She got
Automatic plus.
a real bad concussion right after it.
Oh.
So I was like, is this real or is this the lamest dodge that anyone stop talking to me?
And she doesn't remember who you are.
I was like, so we're just gonna take
Millennium de la Fusion all over again.
I was like, so are we just gonna slow down the communication, or are we just gonna take a break till your brain feels better? And I didn't get a response. And then 3 weeks later, she started texting me again. I'm like, oh, cool. So yeah, we
Brain is back in order.
It seems to be an actual nerd. Also is a teacher though, so
That's the best way. Best way to go, buddy.
The past 9 days or so though, the build up to the school year has been rough.
No, that's fine. You can get by that.
Absolutely. Well, and then I was on the road for 2 weeks for work. And
I've
then
been married to a teacher for 8 years. You'll be fine.
yeah, and then roommate had to, I had to get the roommate in by noon on the last day of the month.
You should actually be getting a call like in the next day or two.
I should be getting a call.
Yeah, because she's gonna be super done with school.
Yeah, we got plans to hang out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I'm on call, so because I go on call Friday, and it was like, all right, we've got this really narrow window to try and hang out here. So it was, and school started, so it's like, all right, I'm like, I'm just gonna leave my week free. You tell me what day works, and we'll figure it out. And when you were like, all right, when are you coming on? I was like, well, we're still in the figure it out again stage, so that's where we're at.
That's a good figure. How is she going to deal with your famousness?
Well, I told her I was on a podcast because, I was like,
that's a good intro level.
Somehow podcast came up. I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, what are you normally listening? I'm like, well, I'm actually on one. And she's like, oh, what's it called? I'm like, don't worry, don't look it up.
Good.
Good start. Where's my wallet's upstairs? My wallet's got the fucking crate sticker on it.
You should have just said OCX Radio.
But yeah, so I've largely dodged the amount of investment into X-Wing that's there. I told her I do it a lot. She sort of figured it out.
You're not going to dodge it much more.
Right.
You might as well just tell her you're on the OCX Radio podcast.
Like,
give her this episode. You've done very well this episode.
There's and it's like, I don't know. I'm not great at dating, so this is probably shitty advice. But so Patrick, the secret is she doesn't know how to spell my last name.
Don't take advice from him. Oh my God, no.
I just believe so. I've seen how to do relationships wrong because my parents. My parents have 3 divorces between them.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then so I've watched that go bad a lot. But like academically, especially at this point in my life, like I'm almost 30. There's no point in lying or keeping secrets or playing games.
Fuck. You're almost 30?
Yeah. 30 in January.
Must be nice.
I thought you were older than that.
My buddy, my boy Alex.
Genuinely excited for you. Like I thought you were 34. I'm like, fuck man.
No, I just have the cynicism of someone who's gonna die in the next year.
Way fucking older than you are, yeah.
But I mean, either way, like, there's just like, because I've as a young man, I did it to try and pretend to be someone much more well behaved and reasonable than I am now, and it was like the feeling of holding in a fart constantly, right?
Yep.
And it's like,
and that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, so like I mean, especially like if you're a nerd, like I mean, you don't have to like go all in with it, but I mean, the last chick I dated for a while was my hairstylist. Important note: Bermuda Triangle. Don't date your hairstylist. But like
you get orange hair, right?
No, she dumped me like 2 weeks after cutting my hair. I'm like, oh, at least I got one more free haircut out of it. But I mean, I knew her for a while before we started dating. It's like, you just kind of be yourself because eventually you're not going to have a choice to be anyone else.
But does she have to call you the Zack Matthews?
Not yet.
Okay.
Right? If we are nowhere near the introduce each other to our family stage.
You're what? You're 2 dates in?
Yeah.
So you've had a meal together.
Yeah.
So you know how each other eat.
Yep.
That's the biggest barrier.
Right? And I mean,
oh, no, come here.
Oh.
I got a professional. Hold on.
Why am I professional now?
He's on his 3rd date.
Oh,
she's a teacher.
Yes.
And he's super insecure.
Right.
Super insecure. Wow, thanks.
Don't fuck this up.
Mr. Hype Man
I'll
here.
try not to, but I'm not gonna make any
His name is
promises.
Zack. He's a beautiful being.
Hi, beautiful bean.
He's very, very.
Oh no, we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. Oh god.
I don't know
she's
what's
back.
going on. I'll be entirely honest.
I don't either. Who are you?
I'm Erica Katz.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Hi. Good. He kind of just threw this on me, and I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all right.
Don't fuck around with one of the trees. Just tell him what to do.
What?
okay.
I don't know what I'm trying to.
Jesus, never mind.
That's Zack over there.
No, I
You're married.
do
You don't know
now.
what to do anymore.
Yeah, that is actually very true. I really
Yeah.
don't know how to interact with the other genre of human.
Tell.
Yeah, I had to find other.
Yeah, genre.
I was like,
Genre?
all of my friends are either married or even worse at dating than me. I'm like, I have no idea how to solicit advice anymore.
I'll tell you, honey, I'm a little bit of both.
All right.
That's just honesty.
Well, this is going well.
But yeah, Carl will tell you I'm a very awkward person. Jackass.
Wait, so where are you? Is this Coach's house?
No, this is the back of the game store.
Okay.
So what are you there playing?
Nothing. I just popped in to say hi. I really haven't come here very often anymore now that I'm taken.
Yeah.
He's not a gamer.
That's where I always went to look for
Then
dates.
why did you
was
get
my game
married?
store.
Because he's cute and he can fix a car.
Oh, that's
I'm not
fair.
gonna give him any advice. Get the fuck off. Come on.
I love the roller coaster of
Good night, Erica.
No, they're still talking to me. They're my friends now.
Oh, they're your friends.
They're
now.
my friends
All right.
now.
We need to have Erica on again.
She needs
Okay.
friends these days. All she has is a cute guy who can fix cars. Friend.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to see.
Good night, Erica.
Good night, girl.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So all of our listeners have just said that this podcast has gotten greatly better now.
I can bring it back.
Greatly better. Hey,
All right.
I went to college for 6 years.
All right, so if for some reason you're actually listening to this and
Which
terrified,
there are 17 people listening to this.
invested in my love life, please don't ask me about it, because if I fuck this up, I don't want to have to tell people over and over again.
Oh, we won't. We won't. Don't worry. If you fuck this up, we won't ask you.
That's good.
We are trying to make this
I
go the whole way.
I feel bad. Like, I don't tell my close friends or loved one shit anymore when I'm dating, because like there was one chick who fucking stood me up for 6 months straight. So I stopped talking to her, and then she'd text me, she'd be like, "Want to hang out?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm not doing anything." Oh, all right, she'd bail at that too.
Ugh,
She-
no.
This is one of my favorite dating stories though, because she added me on Facebook, and the first time we finally hang out, the first words out of her mouth are, "Who is Heaver and why are you with him?" Because this is after Worlds, and she saw the "I'm with Heaver" t-shirts.
I swear to
So-
God, if you're on a date and just be like, "Hey, my friends want to know who you are." Don't tell them like crazy shit like that, but just give the phone over to them. Say, "Hi, this is not Chris Allen. Don't fucking give it to Chris Allen."
No, that seems like a good idea. I already know what Chris Allen would ask. So
Yeah, exactly. Just give it to me. Throw it over to me. I'll be like, "Hi, this is Aaron Kroll, aka Coach, and this is the most amazing man you've ever met in your entire life. He may not seem like it. He could be a little shy. But believe me, his heart is made of gold.
I can't live up to that shit.
You can. That's why I'm here. They don't call me fucking Coach for nothing."
Zach, let's be honest. Ignore them all and stick to friendships and fitness. No crimes except weed.
No, fuck that. Fitness gets you nowhere. Chocolate
Actually,
gets you everywhere.
I did finally start running. Did that, and I'm trying to
Was somebody
diet too.
chasing you?
Don't do that. She'll love you for who you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to cut this baby. It's midnight over in Chico land, I believe.
I got 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Chico, what do you have for 4 minutes?
Enough time
I
to
have
tell us where
beer.
the nickname Chico came from.
Oh,
Sure.
you have to dive deep for that one. We've already figured that out. I think.
Yeah,
I
it's a fraternity nickname. So
Frat name.
as part of the fraternity, you have like a hierarchy or like a family tree of like you pick a big brother and then you get like little bros and stuff. And your big bro gives you a nickname in the fraternity. And we had a whole shit ton of Chris's, and I was sick of being Chris. So I said I wanted a nickname I could actually be called. And one night, him and like 4 other guys ambush me and duct tape me to the point that I can't move. So that was fun. And then my big bro like jumps on top of me and says, "Remember, you're Chico and I'm the man." And that was the end of it. And then he threw a knife at me and they all left the room and I had to like weasel my way to cut myself out of this duct tape, which I lost a lot of hair from. That was good times.
All right.
So that was it.
Jesus.
I don't remember that story. I'm pretty sure we asked you where Chico came from, but I don't remember that story.
Yeah,
but that's not
because he's ducked it a couple times.
That's not to say that he didn't tell it.
Yeah.
Padre's got a great comment. It says he's a little shy. How about come at me, you coward?
No more fucking knives on the goddamn show.
Yeah, I haven't been
knives.
called shy in a long time.
Huh?
I haven't been called shy in a long time.
You are shy.
Right. So are you just going to get her in the bedroom and just scream, "Come at me, you coward"?
Are you kidding? Chico, what do you think I would chant?
Like, come at me.
Traits on top.
Yeah.
Which is why we need to get a hold of this girl to let her know and get her a running shirt.
Please, God, no.
Oh.
That would
be. I have a story. Have you stopped recording? I have a story for that. Can't be.
Oh,
you can wait till we stop recording because we're gonna shout out some stuff. We got some shout outs, I think. Possibly, maybe, we don't know.
Sure.
We'll try.
Mark, got any shout outs?
Yes, I do. Shout out to John Thurman and Die Hard Games. I went down there for a store championship. I finished third, but I have my red ticket for my first buy because Tyler and Will finished in front of me and they already had theirs.
You lucky motherfucker. God damn it.
I have my regional pass.
Son of a bitch.
That was my goal. I flew 5 X-Wings and I had more fun flying those 5 X-Wings, except I ran into Will Barnacle and we kept trading shots and he took 2 of my X-Wings out in one turn. And it was a range 3. I had 3 health left, and I blanked my evade rolls, and I was sad. But
Will, do you have no respect for your elders? Come on, man.
No, he doesn't. None whatsoever. But John runs a great tournament at anything. For the $15 we paid to get into it, we got a free meal and a beer at the sports bar next door for our lunch. He always has great prize support. It's just a shame that not as many people show up. But Die Hard Games in Springfield, he does it right. That's my shout out.
Did you just call up Brunsy?
Do what?
John Bruns. Did you just call John Bruns?
No, John Thurman.
Oh, I was like,
John Bruns doesn't own Die Hard Games. John Thurman does.
I know he doesn't. I just haven't heard from John in a while. Well, whatever. Like I said, I hear what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Chico, shout outs.
Yeah, my shout out goes out to Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, for popping up in my Imperial Assault campaign and demoralizing Luke so much that he ran all of his characters right up to Vader and passed until they were dead.
Wow. That sucks.
Strong.
Zach.
All right, so I've got 2.
You should have At least one I would think of.
Oh shit, then I'm forgetting one. Because I was gonna shout out Mark in chat, Mark Bentham, and I gotta shout out my boy Alex Mogensen because I always shout out Mogensen whenever I can.
And a certain little teacher that we know.
Oh, I'm not telling you her name yet.
Oh, come on. Nothing spells sexier than saying her name over a podcast that nobody listens to.
No, pass it on.
One day we'll get her on this show.
Oh, Jesus.
I think collectively we're going to send a shout out to Minox Squadron Podcast and go, what the fuck was that? What?
Apparently, I need to listen to this. I'm behind on shit.
They went crate off the rails.
Man, there was no conductor on that train. No conductor.
All right, I'm in. I'll have to download it.
Skip to like an hour and 45 minutes, and then the next 2.5 hours. I would like to have your take on.
All right.
Oh, and they super got me. Like I seriously thought that that farmer working at Disney managed to get a soundbite from Ahsoka Tano. They super got me. So
Is that not what happened?
No. It's Shay, Dallas Parker's wife. She just sounds super like Ahsoka Tano.
No!
Yeah. He had us all.
Oh no!
Got you too?
Those motherfuckers.
I heard that on the internet, and I was like, "Oh, that seems like." I was just like, "Oh, that seems like a cool thing a voice actor would do." All right, but I didn't put a second thought into it at all.
No.
Yep.
Oh my God. Next. All right. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm gonna log that one. I'm gonna log that. That's pay attention to Minox Squadron next week, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
I love it. You're so lost right now.
I am. He bought the whole story and everything. He bought me.
Yep. No, Shay was on the last episode and she said, "'Twas me."
It sounded so real though. It sounded exactly like her.
It is a flawless.
Holy shit. Oh. All right. Well, that scratches off one fucking shout out. My first shout out goes to Ontopsky. Well, what?
Hell yeah.
Another top 8. Very well done, my man.
And Luke Carrington's mod and paint job won the Nova Open.
Oh, we don't care about Luke.
I do.
You do because you have to live with him.
I also like Luke.
We accepted him, and then he turned us away. He could not deal with our creepiness. And you know what, Luke? You ain't that fucking righteous either. You know, your fucking creepiness fits right in with the rest of our creepiness. So it's how it goes, buddy. It's how it goes. The lot you live with. That's what it is. You can fucking mute the chat. That's what I do most of the time. That's how I figured out my name is I Heart Pickles. Still do not know how my name is I Heart Pickles.
You should scroll up till you figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody tell him about Control F.
My other shout out wants to go to Renegade Squadron Podcast. because apparently it's going to be a farmer/coach episode soon. And this is how I influence myself onto other people's podcasts.
I'm always weirded out by that group because that's what Milwaukee called ourselves way back in the day.
Renegade?
Yeah, it was. I had my Renegade. That's actually why I went with red and black for when I did the on top shirts, is because the old Renegade shirts are red and black. I still wear my Renegade T-shirt to like most events, probably more than anything else I wear. But that was Milwaukee. It's just a bunch of guys.
So
it's
nice that you have alternate wear to go to events with.
Yeah, I got to represent where I'm from.
That's awesome. I mean,
hey, Zach, are you going to join in with me and Luke when we start Mos Eisley Cantina Squadron, and our T-shirts have Dr. Evazan and Ponda Bob on them, and it's going to say he doesn't like you and I don't like you either.
How much do I have to pay to get one of those for Ryan Krippendorf too?
Like less than $20. You have to get them in pairs.
I straight blanked on that quote, and Ryan would not let me live it down.
Perfect.
Yeah, because like someone said it, like, shit, why am I drawing a total blank on where that's from? And Ryan's like, really? Fucking really? And he ragged on me for months about that. So now I never forget.
And I won't either now.
I swear to God, if you fucking wear that T-shirt before my T-shirt, I will straight up drive to your house and duct tape you to a chair and make you sing Yub Nub for fucking an hour straight.
So you'll come hang out?
Yeah, we'll hang out.
A good time.
I'll bring the booze and the duct tape.
If you come in...
Can you guys stream this and get Dion to commentate?
We'll definitely get Dion to stream it.
Eventually we'll have the couch clear as Zack stuff, and you'll have a couch to sleep on. That was a feature we
Dion sleep. Oh, wait, he doesn't sleep. He just videos everything all the time.
He's just always watching.
He's always watching.
He's on a plane to Europe to stream a kit tournament right now.
Oh, no shit. So he's not going to see this for like another day.
I heard it's going to be 3 rounds,
great.
8 players.
Oh, fantastic. All right. And let me find it. It's here. Okay.
All right. So we're no longer recording.
Hold on.
Okay.
Until we
If
sing
you have
Yub
any
Nub, we're
comments
still
or
going.
suggestions,
All right.
can I? This is all I do.
Go for it.
Suggestions.
We're good? Coach is cutting out really bad, so I actually don't know.
Let him go. Just let him go. Like a dog that's humping your leg, just let him
You
go.
know, the shitty part is I hear you guys equally. So now,
And you always blamed me.
Do we just go Yub Nub and just ignore him? So
if I cut out, I cut.
I am so enjoying this.
So if you like the show, email us. If you didn't like it, email somebody else. If you got a bad list submission, we might do that again. Otherwise,
But maybe not.
yeah. Otherwise, off to the Yub Nub. Yub Nub! Yub Nub! Oh God, Coach is super gone. Like he's just fucking gone.
Is he actually frozen, or is he fucking with us frozen?
No, his even his camera keeps cutting out. Like
he's just frozen, but he's like, I can only see the thumbnail. There's like a little bit of intensity there.
Now he's gone.
Oh, we lost.
Oh God, he dropped. We may lose live.
Hey, Zach, it was good seeing you again, buddy.
Yeah, take care, Uncle Mark.
care.
Hey,
I'm
Zach.
outta here,
Love you,
guys.
Zach. Love you. Love you too, Mark.
Later.
Papa.
So it's just OCX live now. I don't know if Coach is back or not.
I'm just glad that the live stream hasn't just straight stopped, because anytime, like when I start it, if I try to leave, it just stops the stream, and then everybody yells at me. They're really mean and hurtful about it.
Well, that's your fault for being the tech guy,
That's my fault for just starting the stream, I guess.
right?
So let's real talk for a second. Fucking lack of focus. You know, at like Nova Squadron Light now hasn't had me on as a guest yet. What the shit?
Wrecked.
What's going on? Come on, boys, get your shit together. Want to come back and say hi?
Well,
I just want to say hi to Ed and Chad.
Aw.
Sheriff, I talked to you enough.
I do love Sheriff. I'm glad he's regularly putting stuff on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm glad his article finally made it up.
Yeah. One of my favorite moments in all of X-Wing was my first Worlds I met him. Until we were in the same bracket, and I told him I was really sad I didn't get to get paired against him. Because if I beat him, I would have beaten a British person and a Canadian at the same time. But I don't remember what the exact next words were because we were both drinking, and he goes, "Oh, you're just a belligerent colonial." And that's my favorite thing anyone's ever called me.
I gotta attempt to remember that one as an offhand insult.
When I was rebranding my name on the internet because I was tired of people who couldn't say Katachan Ninja, because I don't know if you saw, I use Obsidian Glory Pot in a couple different internet places now.
And that is wonderful.
Yeah, that came from a conversation between you and I think.
Yes.
But yeah, I was gonna go with belligerent colonial, but I didn't trust the internet's ability to say belligerent either.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, they can say Glory Pot, I believe.
Well, while I was in Canada for my hockey tournament, so we're just getting our asses beat like left and right. But at some point, I yelled at another player, "At least we won the war!" And just straight confused these Canadians because you know what war did we really fight with them and win?
I mean, 1812, they burned the White House down.
Exactly. Yeah, we straight didn't win that.
Yeah,
we didn't like that one anyways.
I was just playing. I was playing colonizing Mars, terraforming Mars, and there's
that is a great game. I like that game.
But where you crash the moon into the planet to raise the heat level, the flavor text is we weren't using that moon anyway.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I can't even remember the conversation that sparked Obsidian Glory Pot.
I don't either. I think it was when we were shit talking each other about the Ohio thing playfully.
Yeah.
And you're like, one of us said pot to kettle, and I was like, I'm not black. I'm an Obsidian Glory Pot.
Yeah. I'm black. I'm obsidian. All right. Well, we should figure out how to shut this thing down.
Just leave it up for everyone. They get what they paid for, which is nothing.
We actually make money.
Oh,
Unlike you crates, sucker.
Well, yeah, you can stop.
We have to figure out what to do with that money, and we have to be productive with it. So, jokes on us, I guess.
Right? Yeah, you guys literally invited more work.
Yeah. But did you see our alt art card?
The Tarani?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really sweet. Sleep said he was trying to hook me up at Gen Con, and then me and him were never in the same place at the same time. Oh,
they had him at Gen Con?
I thought that maybe they didn't. Maybe that's what. Maybe he just ducked me the whole time because he didn't.
No, he didn't have him. It's like it came afterwards. Otherwise, I would have forced him to actually get some to me because I don't even have them yet.
Oh, there you go. That's like apparently people gave out crate alt arts at Gen Con. I don't know what the fuck they are. I didn't get any.
Dude, because you guys have that one guy who just makes like infinite alt arts.
Yeah, Sam.
Hands them out. Yeah. Like he just shows up and just shovels them at you like buckets and is like, "Here, take 10 different Wookiees." And like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's cool, but it's also annoying because people haven't figured out that like I'm not involved in that process. So I get asked all the time, I'm like, I don't know, I get shit third hand. We go through the extremely efficient system of Sam mails them to Chris, despite living 2 hours from me. And then Chris sometimes remembers to hand them off to me when we're in the same place, and then I have some. But by then I have because they get in the wild, and my locals are like, I see the crate logo. How come you can't give me them? So now I have like a shopping list when I see Chris.
Although I can't complain too much because he got us our drunk assist Astromech.
Oh no, I mean he does great work and it's all hilarious. It's just always like, oh, this has the the logo that's also on my wallet that people associate me with, but I have no capacity to help them with.
Right. Well, thankfully nobody really associates that logo with impressive quality,
Right.
and so expectations are low. Like, oh, you can't provide me with that card? I guess that makes sense.
It's just a it's a strange feeling of impotence.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Okay, well, I'm logging off, so
All right, night, brother.
so hopefully I can wake up in the morning and actually get a run in before my kids start screaming.
Have fun.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit hang up on this. If it still says live in like the upper right corner, feel free to just jack the channel. Do whatever the fuck you want. So good luck.
Take care, brother.
Bye. Oh, hey! Ah! So I switched to the OCX account, and now I have control. So now I can actually hit stop broadcast on purpose and achieve something. So there. So OCX is officially me now. Would you like it? If I wasn't so goddamn tired, I'd do something humorous right now. So later, guys.